Combate Global.
A week after Christian Perez put the 135-pound division on notice, we have 4 fights, 4 banging fighters at 135, and a main event with the hard-hitting, always dangerous Maritza Sanchez.
Fighter, you ready?
Combate Global.
Oh, what a punch. What an incredible fight. Can you believe what you just saw? We have a champion.
No snow is falling, but it is getting a little bit cooler here in South Florida right now. The Miami skyline still beautiful and clear. You can go to the beach a little bit late, but inside here at Univision Studios, it's not raining snow. It is raining bombs. That is what has been happening all year. December, end of year Combate Global, absolutely no exception. Right there, the beats of Los Knockouts getting us ready for what is another night that will send us out in 2023 in Christmas fashion. We're all feeling it. Jimmy Smith alongside Rodolfo Roman. Look, a lot of things have delivered in 2023, but what happens at the end, you think about what can carry us forward. Now, 2 things that have delivered in 2023 with Rodolfo is, number 1, the 135-pound division. Number 2, the ladies. They always bring it in Combate Global. Well, tonight, we have 2 featured fights at 135. And when you think about the future of Combate Global in 2024 and beyond, you have to mention Maritza Sanchez and her abilities, Rodolfo.
In the men's, you got Christian Perez. In the females, Maritza Sanchez just stands out. Just been wrecking all of her opponents inside La Jaula. Now today, Jimmy, this is her toughest opponent going up against Elina Kallionidou. I hope I got that right, Jimmy.
Kallionidou. Yeah,
I got it right?
Greek
all right, good. He's helping out with the Nido.
I help him out with the Greek. It's our thing.
It's a give and take, right?
Kallionidou, just how it's spelled.
But she has to be the toughest opponent for Maritza Sanchez. No discouragement to the previous ladies that she's taken on. But this is a woman that's competed with the best of the Beck Rollins, you know, has been with the top-notch female women, fought in several places. So this is what Maritza is all about. But she has everything, too, that can defeat Elina. And we'll get into that a little later, but I'm really excited to this. And, you know, she talks about earlier this week, look, I've done what I've done inside La Jaula. I brought that action. I brought that intensity. I've been defeating all my opponents, but I want some gold around my waist. 2024 is around the corner, and I think that's something that Sanchez has her eyes on, a belt in the future.
Now, tonight, more action at 135 pounds, and no matter what happens, Rodolfo, it's a high bar from last week. Christian Perez came out with confidence, and he really delivered last week.
Man, a stiff jab to knock out Piedrahita. Amazing performance from Christian Perez. It's like every time this guy just steps in there, you know that something great is going to happen. He brings it out. And every time we see him, we see his maturity. Every single time. This time he fought twice against Bruno Cantelletti, a former champion. Very composed, very cool, despite the fact that there was a lot of smack talking before. He didn't let that get to his head. He came in here and knocked him out in a really quick fashion. And then last week, and I remember because we talked about it, right for the first and the second round, the corner Piedrahita says, boxes him, we already won. You got this. Bam, gets knocked out.
Yeah, well, you can hear Rodolfo talk about it all you want, but you got to see it with your own eyes. The intensity, the action that was Perez last week. Check it out. Say it again, don't blink.
Don't blink. The respect is there, though, from those. And, you know, Jimmy, you and I have covered and attended fights as fans, but just those fighters that you want to see, right? They bring that energy, that just walking in. And this guy has it, man. You feel it. You feel it inside. But Piedrahita, though, he has much to prove. Can you imagine if he comes out here with a victory? Woo.
Big upset last time.
We've seen some of those here, Jimmy.
We've seen a few.
Anything can happen.
Big favorite.
They're way of protecting himself, Jimmy.
And that's when you talk about the maturity of Perez. He lands a good combination and backs off.
Cool
triangle. This has the back. It is so hard to turn on your opponent and have that body triangle.
Boxeo vas a ganar y no boxea más que vos, no boxea más que vos.
Look, right now, Kallionidou's corner saying, look, they thought that this was going to be the first round. Let's prove to them who the heck you are. Box him. He cannot box you. And it was
Official time, 17 seconds of round number 2. And the winner, by technical knockout, el ganador, por knockout técnico, de sangre mexicana, Cristian Puas Perez.
You've heard us talk about the upsets. We were talking about that on camera during Puas Perez's fight. The weight of expectation crushes a lot of fighters. Rodolfo, he came out there loose. He came out there like he was having fun, like it was a sparring session. The weight of expectation didn't seem to bother this young man at all.
And I remember during the post-interview, he said, maybe I could have finished him in the first round, but I want to just push myself. I wanted to see if some of my tools I've been working on worked for me. And that's when he put it on display. And he told me, I heard what they said. I heard what the corner told Pedrejita about being outboxed and all that stuff. So I had to prove him wrong, and I put an end to it real quick.
We talk about that competitiveness, almost like, if you've seen video of Michael Jordan, the memes going around, oh, and I took that personal, where everything motivates him. You hear the other corner say, oh, you can outbox this kid. He didn't take him down. Didn't try to outkick him. He said, I'm going to beat you at the thing you think is my vulnerability. It's like he had a chip on his shoulder and he used it. How far do you think that takes him 2024? When you talk about the future, you got to talk about him.
Man, I mean, the sky's the limit for this kid. And to me personally, I would like to see that match or that fight between him and Enrique Baby Bull Gonzalez, right? It was a tournament fight. You can make some argument what would have happened if it would have just been a 3-rounder right from the start, didn't have to be part of the tournament. And Puas, if I recall correctly, he did suffer an injury during the fight. He wasn't feeling himself right. So I would like to see that. But at the same time, I would just like to see the kid fight. He brings the it factor. He's an attraction here in Combate Global. And the guy went viral on the internet right after that knockout. Everybody was talking about Puas.
And that's the thing about a young fighter. It's not about whether they win or they lose. It's the improvement. It's the maturity. We saw that in spades. And guess what? We're going to see more of it tonight. Not just at 135, but at women's 125. It's going to be a night full of action. Stick around. Don't miss it here on Combate Global. Welcome back inside Univision Studios. We are feeling the holiday vibes here in December.
I gotta get one of those.
Are you jealous now?
Yes.
Are you jealous now that you don't have one?
We get that. I want to wear it on TV. It's hilarious.
He brought it with him. Jimmy Smith alongside Rodolfo Roman. I'll get you that for Christmas. Will that make you happy? Will that make you happy?
Sure, man.
Well, our Christmas gift.
Color in here.
Our Christmas gift to the viewers tonight at 125. It is Maritza Sanchez versus Elina Kallionidou. I knew Kallionidou very, very well. Called her fights in Bellator. 9-5. Experienced, good finisher, well-rounded. There's a lot she can do. The difficulty with her style is when she gets put on her back foot, which I saw a lot in Bellator. Could that happen tonight against Maritza Sanchez? Very aggressive, very well-rounded, and as we've seen in Combate, very confident, and that can be key.
Sanchez has exactly what Elina does not like, right? She likes to pick her opponents apart right from the start. We saw her against Steve Bagley with a body shot knocking her out. And the last time her against Fernanda, Marufo finished her off real quickly as well. So Elina, hopefully she did her homework and knows where her flaws are. She's experienced, as you stated, right? She has a lot more fights than Maritza Sanchez. She's been around the game, so she should have the tools exactly how to go ahead and stop Maritza Sanchez. But she has to be able to overcome that pressure that Sanchez is going to bring because she is consistent. She's persistent. Her offense is always on point. You rarely see Sanchez just in idle. She's constantly moving all the time. Her striking has evolved more and more and better and better. And in her interview this week, she said, yes, I know I got great striking, but I've been working on the well-roundedness, right? So she hasn't even been able to show some of that other stuff that she's been working, which she'll be able to bring here tonight in La Jaula.
Yeah, she has a confidence. She's taking on a very experienced fighter in Kallionidou tonight. What do both fighters think of their chances? Here they are.
My name is Maritza Sanchez, and I'm from Placerville, California. What inspired me to become a professional athlete is my head coach, Abraham. He was the one that introduced me to MMA, and I fell in love with the sport as soon as I started training. Being ranked #1 is quite some pressure, but I like the pressure. I like feeling that pressure. I feel like it pushes me to do more and to do better and to keep showing up and keep winning.
Με λένε Ελίνα Kallionidou και είμαι από την Ελλάδα. Θα περιέγραφα το αγωνιστικό μου στυλ ξεχωριστό και μοναδικό. Για την αντίπαλό μου ξέρω ότι έχει καλά μάτς στη διοργάνωση Copa Combate. Για αντίπαλος μου το νούμερο 1 στην κατηγορία, το γνωρίζω. Δεν με απασχολεί καθόλου αυτό.
I think Elina is a really tough opponent. She has a lot of experience. I know she is going to be an aggressive fighter and she's very strong. She will come forward and I am ready for a war.
Θεωρώ το μάτς θα πάει πολύ στο όρθιο γιατί είναι και αυτή kickboxerου. Για μένα το να εκπροσωπώ τη χώρα μου είναι πολύ σημαντικό και θέλω να κάνω περήφανους όλους τους Έλληνες και...
Next year I would like to accomplish maybe a title shot and earn a belt to be the first ever Combate's women's flyweight champion. Elina, I hope you're ready because I am and I will see you tonight in the cage.
Θα τα πούμε μέσα στο κλουβί.
In case you were wondering, Rodolfo, that's Greek. She was speaking. By the way.
Do you understand a little bit, by the way?
Yes, no, thank you, you're welcome, and all the profanity. That is it. That is all I know
to get
from,
you for
visiting my family in Greece. Mom's Greek, but I don't speak it. So let's talk a little bit about that test. You know, Maritza Sanchez, you say all you want about her ability, her technique, all those things. They're true, but she's 5-1. She's just getting started. Kallionidou, 9-5, 14 professional fights. Let's talk about the test that will be brought by Kallionidou tonight.
Yeah, Kallionidou has been there, as I stated, with some of the best, right? Took the distance with Beck Rawlings, Jenna Bishop, and the list goes on and on. So the experience is there. She knows what is good, what is wrong, but she has to be able to overcome that pressure from Sanchez. She's gonna be like the Energizer Bunny, so she has to be able to drain that battery to stop her opponent. Some of that try to get her into clinch, start trying to move Sanchez right to her. As for Sanchez, she has the recipe to put an end to Elina, and you know, she's welcoming in Elina to the Jaula. She's been here for quite some time. She knows what to do, and over time, that performance from Maritza has excelled. I mean, it's just amazing, her quickness. We just saw not long ago there that deep Bagley, I mean, just amazing. Look at this, just non-stop action with that fist. And the cool thing about Sanchez is that once she gets in that groove, Jimmy, there is no way that you're going to stop that girl.
What I'm curious about with you, Rodolfo, where do you land? It's a coaching thing. There's a line, and you're on one side or the other generally, which is, I want to do new stuff. Right. I want to do all the stuff I've learned. To experienced commentators like us, that's one of those red flags of like, hey, look, do what you're good at. Do what's gotten you here so far. Yes, you want to explore and become a well-rounded mixed martial artist. You also don't want to get away from your bread and butter because you want to make a point about how good your coaching is. What do you think about Maritza Sanchez's comments about wanting to show her complete game? You know, for you and I, that's a little bit of a red flag. Yes or no?
It is, and it's a little scary, right? Because you don't know, but it's about that confidence and knowing that you can take yourself to the next level. We've seen it here many times. The more you win, the tougher competition you get. And that tough competition, you have to be able to roll out that stuff that people have not been able to see. So that confidence has to overtake, Jimmy. So if you're confident in an area that you haven't been able to show and display inside La Jaula, it may be the time to do it tonight.
Well, this is a contrast in experience. Let's talk about a contrast in styles at 135. Erik, Villasmil versus Ismael Kraken Zamora. Zamora more the grinder. He likes his clinch work. He's experienced. He's good at slowing a fight down. Villasmil hasn't been past the second round. Yeah, he hasn't been to the third round. Not that he hasn't been to the third round.
Yep.
So that ability to finish, he's built like a tank, very hard puncher. How do you see the contrast in styles working out in this fight?
Villasmil has, as you stated, right, he's not too technical, but he's a wild, strong, powerful striker. And, you know, he's actually has a chip on his shoulder today. It's a different type of fighter we're going to see. He's going to become a dad. All right, that changes you as a fighter. That changes you as a person, Jimmy.
Do it while you get some sleep. While you're getting sleep, this is the time to fight. Go ahead.
But he's been at ATT Lima working on Atlanta, Georgia. He has been overworking that other layers of his fight game. But he does have what it takes to potentially defeat Ismael Zamora. But he has to be conscious. He can't get too wild because Zamora has that crisp technical technique in his striking that could knock you out. Or it could take you down to the ground. He has great takedowns.
Pacing a huge part of this fight. What do the fighters think of it? Here they are.
Mi nombre es Ismael Zamora Martínez y soy originario de la Ciudad de México. En mi última pelea aquí en combate fue contra Ortiz. Fue una pelea bastante dura, que disfruté mucho, la verdad, y se fue a la decisión. La verdad me hubiera gustado finalizarlo, pero demostró bastante aguante.
Mi nombre es Erik Villasmil, yo soy de Venezuela. Yo comencé a los 13 años en taekwondo. Me llevó un tío que fue profesor de Kempo y de ahí me enamoré de las artes marciales. Quería no solamente ser peleador, quería llegar a algo. Tengo ese sueño de ser grande en este deporte.
Mi rival, Erik Villasmil, es de Venezuela, es un striker nato, es un buen peleador. Obviamente su fuerte es el striking, es la pelea de pie, pero yo me considero mucho más completo e incluso en la pelea de pie también me considero mejor. Entonces yo creo que en donde se vaya a dar la pelea yo voy a ser mucho más contundente.
Sé que mi oponente es un peleador que le gusta el intercambio, va hacia adelante todo momento, lo cual va a ser una pelea muy explosiva porque me considero un peleador muy rápido, explosivo y que también me gusta el intercambio. Van a ver lo mejor, van a ver un espectáculo. Siempre en todas mis peleas doy muy buena pelea hacia el público y busco la finalización en todo momento.
Erik Villasmil, espero que vengas muy bien preparado porque yo vengo en mi mejor forma y vengo a finalizar.
Ismael Zamora, espero que estés listo porque va a ser una guerra de principio a fin.
So Villasmil, a knockout the last time we saw him in Combate. Beautiful wheel kick right to the liver. But a year off since then. Now, what people don't realize, there is the ring rust issue. That's a real thing. But also, the year off is when you kind of build your other skills. We're spending time in the gym learning new things. Do you think we see the same version of Villasmil that we saw last time he was in La Jaula?
No, absolutely not. He's been putting in the work. I had a conversation with him. He's been out there in ATT Lima learning some new stuff that we're going to see here tonight.
By the way, Douglas Lima, Diego Lima, those are the guys who teach other great fighters.
I mean, if you're there, you know what you're getting in there. Top of the line. And Villasmil is going to bring that stuff inside La Jaula. As you see right there, right? He has those powerful punches. Great kick, fast, powerful. Now, imagine putting it in more technical, right? If you were to sharpen up those tools, this guy is a deadly, savage fighter inside La Jaula. As for Zamora, this kid fought 5 times in 2022.
Unreal.
Twice in a month, Jimmy, okay? 2 weeks apart. That's insane. And when it comes to Zamora, training one of the top teams in Mexico with the Bone Breakers, effective striking, great on the ground, has some great submission wins out there. He was put to the test last time around when he took on Azizoun, who's also competing tonight. But this kid, too, also brings it here. This should be a very fun fight between these two dudes.
Now, we have a busy week. We are talking about Ireland versus Mexico.
I bought a tank, a gallon of coffee because I'm ready.
All right, not what are we calling, not about the fight specifically. What are you excited about come next week?
I don't know. It's just too much. It's like overload here, man. We got Copa Combate Friday. We got Mexico versus Ireland on Sunday. I mean, my head's going to be spinning, Jimmy.
That's right. It is country versus country. We're going to out and let you take a look yourself at the excitement we're talking about next week.
2 countries square off in La Jaula. A full night of Irish-Mexican battles. With Lucero La Loba Acosta, Patrick Lehane, Ovidio Bojorquez, and many more. Presented by Conor McGregor's Forged Irish Stout. December 17th. Combate Global, Mexico versus Ireland. The clash of two nations that love fighting almost as much as they love beer.
Welcome back inside Univision Studios. Los Knockouts, he took off his mask because Rodolfo Roman wanted it so badly.
Man,
he probably took it off against Jimmy Smith alongside Rodolfo Roman. I know, you'll get one, all right? But our treat tonight in the main event, 125 pounds, Elina Kallionidou versus Maritza Sanchez. This could be all about pacing. Kallionidou more the striker, more the sniper. She's very, very technical. She's well-rounded, but she finds her certain ways in to do damage. That's what she is absolutely great at. And when you look at her style, she's going to have to find a way to back off Maritza Sanchez, who is extremely aggressive and extremely confident.
Yeah, absolutely. That's just the main event here for this fight card, Jimmy. And taking a look at Zamora and Villasmil, which we covered, and Carlos Calderon, Elijah Leggett going back to that fight. Phenomenal guys, especially Calderon, who trains out of the elevation team. You know some of the famous dudes and dudettes that train out of that camp. I know them
extremely well, and they have great gas because they're trained at elevation.
Right? Oh, dude, don't even tell me about that one. So really looking forward to this fight, man. And Paramount Plus, we got Azizoun. We saw him last year. Love seeing that dude. He's so fast.
Let's talk about him briefly. Outstanding K1 kickboxer. His foundation is kickboxing. He's excellent at it. But let's talk about his ability to stop grapplers, right? It's his footwork, his ability to control range, has a great jab, very, very long. Do you think that is enough to keep this fight on the feet tonight?
Oh, absolutely. You know, one person that reminds me is Amanda Nunes. Amanda Nunes, great striker, but she was having some difficulties as she was climbing up. Before she became champion, she traded teams. She went to ATT. You couldn't stop Amanda Nunes, and she was known for that striking, right? And Anas Azizoun has that same type of a capability where it's impossible to stop him, to bring him down to the ground. He's so quick. He's so great. And when you look at a stand-up guy, you would assume, right, if I'm a grappler, I'm going to take him down. No, it's really hard to take this guy down. The key here is you got to get him to the clinch. You got to stop him, move him down, because he's really fast.
And another thing, his footwork, his ability to keep a grappler hunting after him has been the key to his success so far. So it isn't just a matter of, I've got a great sprawl and brawl. I have an ability to stop a takedown. It's his angling, his ability to keep opponents at a distance. Remember, Conor McGregor did better against Khabib than a lot of people. Why? Not because he's a great wrestler, but he has ability to control range. Do you see more of that tonight?
Yes. And it's been some times he's competed, so he's been working on and bettering himself as a mixed martial artist. And you know that transition from a kickboxer stand-up fighter to become an MMA takes some time to really sharpen it up and get it to where you want it to be.
It's that visual of a contrast in styles. That's what we are going to see tonight. And something Rodolfo Roman and I have a lot of experience with. Two things.
Yeah.
We have called a lot of tournaments. I've done one-days for Invicta. I've done spread-out tournaments for a lot of different promotions. There's an excitement to a tournament that is exceptional and brings everything out of a fighter. The second thing is national pride. It's something we pride ourselves on here at Combate Global. You're not just fighting for yourself. You're fighting for your flag. That brings everything out of a fighter. Well, guess what we have? Something that combines them both. That's right, is the Copa Combate. Fighting for your country, one night, one tournament. Check it out. We're going to leave you with some of the action looking forward to next week.
Copa Combate.
New countries, new fighters, same awesome trophy. 8 fighters from 8 different countries will go head-to-head for 2 nights of non-stop action in the world's toughest tournament. Only one will be crowned the winner. Country pride is on the line. Who will you be rooting for?
Are you ready?
Combate Global.
Oh, what a punch. What an incredible fight. Can you believe what you just saw? We have a champion.
We're inviting the snowbirds tonight. That's right, the skyline of Miami. It is beautiful. It is warm, almost chilly enough this morning. You had to almost wear a sweater, a little bit of a hoodie. That's why people love coming down here. Also, why people love coming inside Univision Studios, because we bring the knockouts every single time here on Combate Global. You see the sounds of Los Knockouts as we're getting ready to get started. Jimmy Smith alongside Rodolfo Roman, a truism in 2023. My first year with Combate Global. It's the ladies always bring it. That's why they lead off our show so often. Am I wrong, Rodolfo?
Listen, the numbers don't lie, Jimmy. And the women, they're athletic, beautiful, they're smart in there, they got great fighting IQ, and they got that grit, and they all want to win, and they want to make sure that they are part of that highlight reel, which we have tons of them inside in 2023, Jimmy.
And we do, and we're going to bring you an exciting fight. Katie Perez versus Janet Garcia. Perez, always aggressive. Janet Garcia trying to build on her beginning MMA career. Beatrice Callis, bring us in and get us started.
Entrando a la jaula, Katie Perez.
And there is Katie Perez, second-degree black belt in Chinese Kempo. That's where she started, but a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Trains with Team Phoenix at Combate Fitness. She is aggressive. She likes to start very, very quickly. Her pace very high every time we've seen her in La Jaula.
And a lot of heart, a lot of grit. She'll go to the toe-to-toe until the end, Jimmy. Always a fun fighter to watch inside La Jaula. Last time we saw her compete was against Melissa Gomez back in August. It went the distance. And she's taking on some of the top stars, too, here, Jimmy, in Combate, including Jade Duran, which she also went the distance earlier this year in July. And crazy enough, Jimmy, but this would be her fourth fight in the year. And I talked about it, how tough that is.
You know, that's going to be a theme tonight. A lot of these fighters very consistent with their schedule, fighting 4, sometimes 5 times in a year. And she's one of those. You call her, she's going to answer the call. Well, that's what she did again tonight. And an opponent just getting started. Let's bring her in.
Su oponente, Janet Garcia.
When you say San Jose, California, and MMA, you think AKA. That's right, American Kickboxing Academy. Cain Velasquez, Daniel Cormier, Luke Rockhold. I can keep going. Josh the Punk Thompson. Yeah. It goes on and on and on. That's where she trains. 22-4 in Muay Thai. Only 1-0 in MMA, but she says a lot of the problem was nobody wanted to fight me because of my Muay Thai background. Nobody would stand and bang with me, so I'm an amateur in MMA, but people treated me like a professional. That's not an easy thing to overcome.
And it's the second time we see her inside La Jaula. Last time was in May when she made her debut against Mariah Castro. And boy, did she put on a clinic with that stand-up game. And as we discussed earlier with Anas Azizoun, who has that background in stand-up, she too has it, but she's able to stop any potential takedowns. She has that factor that she learned it in AKA. She puts a lot of work to make sure that any grappler that comes close to her, he says, nope, you just better barricade.
It isn't just kickboxing by itself at AKA, it is kickboxing for MMA. Footwork, pacing, use of her lead tools. She's exceptionally good at that. Also, on the inside, look for the elbow. She is very, very fluent in those. And here is the head-to-head. Janet Garcia just a little bit older at 32, but Katie Perez a little bit taller and a slight reach advantage. Both ladies easily made the 106-pound weight limit. Beatrice Callis, get us going.
Reglas de la jaula. 3 vueltas de 5 minutos, 3 jueces, utilizando el sistema de 10 puntos. Este duelo en la división peso átomo this bout. In the atom weight division, los jueces son the judges are Theodore Crocker, Byron Sellers, and Robert Christopher Edgehill. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, llegó el momento de un Combate Global. En la esquina azul, in the blue corner, wearing blue, vestida de azul. Su peso oficial, 106 libras, her official weight, 106 pounds, with a pro record of 4 victories and 6 losses. Con un récord profesional de 4 victorias y 6 derrotas. De sangre cubana, repping Greensboro, North Carolina, Katie Máquina Asesina Perez. In the red corner, en la esquina roja, wearing red, vestida de rojo. Su peso oficial, 105.6 libras, her official weight, 105.6 pounds. Tonight, she enters la jaula undefeated as a pro with 1 victory. Esta noche, entra a la jaula invicta como profesional con una victoria. De Puebla, México, fighting out of San Jose, California, Janet Garcia. El referee, Ramón Ramos.
All right, ladies, warming up, rules and dressing, all right? Any questions? Shake hands. Let's go. Sit back.
We are ready to get underway. It is Katie Perez in the blue taking on Janet Garcia in the red.
Good. Thank you, we're ready.
Katie Perez 4-6 as a pro. Janet Garcia 1-0, looking to add to that resume tonight. That's the bell in round number 1.
As you stated, Jimmy, Katie Perez, right from the start, likes to start off very offensively, but it's a pace that's really hard to keep up with. But Janet Garcia has the recipe to put that stoppage on that. Great effective stand-up game. Look for those Muay Thai nasty elbows that she has, especially in the clinch. Really vicious elbows.
Already starting out with the leg kick is Janet Garcia. Attacking that lead leg, hands up, chin down. Nice movement, beautiful combination. Right, left, leg kick.
There we go, very nice.
A lot of stance switching early for the Muay Thai specialist from San Jose, California, Janet Garcia.
Drop it.
The thing about Katie, Jimmy, is you can never count her out.
She'll fight all the way till the end. Every single time. There's no quit in Katie Perez.
When the sun likes to art, she's the painter, Jimmy.
That's what you wanted, Katie.
Yeah, she says,
canvassing work.
Yeah, that's how I express myself, looking to paint at the expense of Janet Garcia tonight. And so far, good combinations from Garcia.
Great one, Janet Garcia.
They both made 106, but right now, Katie Perez looking like the much bigger fighter, but and the sharpness of Janet Garcia on the feet so far on display here.
Left hand from Garcia had dynamite. Little whiplash to Katie.
There it is, there it is.
But fighting 4 times, 4 times in a year, Jim, that training.
That's a lot.
It's a lot, and when it comes to fighting day, because the wear and tear comes due to the preparation to the fight. Once you get to the fight, that's the easy part. You already accomplished the hard stuff.
Yeah, it's the camp itself that does it for you. And so you bear in mind 4 fights. Each fight, at least a month camp with that. And it's half a year of training, 6 weeks, 8 weeks per fight.
There we go. There we go. Keep going with that.
A lot of grind, a lot of tenacity.
And that's where you're doing the hard sparring. The real work is in camp for a fight. Looks like a slight cut over the left eye of Janet Garcia.
Drive it to the cage.
See what happens in the clinch here.
Good opportunity here for Katie, but she needs to watch out for those elbows, knees. Garcia.
Man, someone looking for a takedown against someone who's looking for, once again, a short elbow. A Muay Thai plum or the elbows. They have different goals in this clinch, and Garcia is so far able to work her goals, those short elbows.
Any opening that she finds, she will land those elbows. She will not hold back. There's another.
Good
few
head.
already.
Yeah, good head positioning as well. Perez can't seem to get around the head to get her own takedown going. Nice outside trip. Opportunity to scramble from Perez, but good job by Garcia getting back to her feet.
Left arm around the body. Hold the head around the body. Keep that pressure. Keep her against the
Get
cage, Katie.
away from this position, trying to get her more of a better gripping in the clinch. And now she has a reverse side landing with that knee. That's one thing, Jimmy, when it comes to making that transition as a stand-up fighter, to use that MMA Muay Thai style, because the stance is completely different when you put it into play in the world of MMA.
Yeah, so far Garcia doing a great job in these clinch positions. Elbows to the head, knees to the body.
Yeah, good head positioning, as I stated, pulling in right under her chin to put it to the side,
1 minute.
leaving that gap.
A statement here.
Oh, in a position like this,
man.
yeah, being the smaller fighter is a little bit of an asset. She's able to stay right in the pocket. Katie Perez not able to get any space at all.
Those underhooks are killing you. You have to pummel.
Corner's not wrong. The
Right.
underhooks are killing you. That's true.
Nice elbow, too. Turn, underhook, left pummel.
Against
Left
Yeah,
pummel.
you can hear the corner of Katie Perez.
It's the same playbook she used last time we saw her in the Jaula, Janet Garcia. A lot of elbows in the clinch.
Very comfortable in these positions, not worried about the takedown. Working her Muay Thai game, that is inside, short elbows and knees. Oh, beautiful shots on the inside from Garcia.
Lost count how many she's taken already.
Heading on throw, and good job rolling all the way through it, ending up on top. 10 seconds left in round number 1, a round that has gone very well so far for Janet Garcia. 1-0, but fighting like a veteran so far.
We're not fighting right now, okay? It's almost like, oh, we're friends, let's just have a nice little... You've got to fight, you've got to get mean, you've got to get in there. Okay? She hit you, right? You are not marked up at all, okay? You have to fight. Stop playing this I'm friends with everybody bullshit, okay?
Yeah.
Fight this fucking fight. Okay, you're gonna hate yourself if you don't. Step in there, step forwards. You're making it comfortable for her. Make it uncomfortable. Stay in her face. Okay?
Yes, coach.
You're just laying against the kid. You're making this comfortable. Okay?
Yes, coach.
You tired?
Nah.
Get up. Let's do this. All right?
Yes, coach.
Go. Thank you.
Welcome back to round number 2. Katie Perez in the blue, taking on Janet Garcia in the red. Round number 1 seemed to go Janet Garcia's way. She fought like the experienced fighter here.
No, let me tell you, Jimmy, I just heard in between rounds, I wanted to add in there, love what the corner said. And as soon as she came out of the stool, Katie Perez was all smiles. She said, stop playing with your opponent. This is not a dance. Bring it, fight. Don't try to do-si-do here. Bring the fight to her, and that's exactly what she's doing. It makes such a difference in a corner. I think it was last week that we talked about with Javier Valdebenito.
Yes.
Corner makes a difference. You don't need a pep talk. You need someone to grind you in there, get you, motivate you, tell you some things to do to get the win.
Yeah, and tactically, the advice to stay in the fight, she's got to be more aggressive on the feet, more aggressive with the takedown, which she's trying to do right now, but nice heavy hips from Janet Garcia. For Janet Garcia, to you, Rodolfo, is it more of the same in round number 2? Does she go with the same strategy?
If it ain't broken, don't fix it, right?
A little bit of an attempt for the guillotine, but no hips behind it. So far, Katie Perez trying to be the aggressor in round number 2. Try to listen to her coaches. We have open scoring here on Combate Global. 10-9 all the way around for Janet Garcia. No surprise. She was dominant in round number 1.
But going for that takedown and not getting anything out of it does take out the energy away from you, Jimmy.
It's incredibly fatiguing just being in this takedown position, carrying not just your weight, but the weight of your opponent.
That's one thing that they ask, hey, Katie, you tired? No.
Immediately. Nope, not tired at all. Never, coach. Crowd clapping in appreciation. I know this is where the action's going to happen. This is where the action was in round number 1. Janet Garcia, once again, very accomplished in Muay Thai, 22-4.
Yeah, good way now, Katie now keeping up those hands, blocking those hooks. Now bringing a little bit more to the fight. Check the kicks, got to check them.
Yeah, nice counter leg kicks by Janet Garcia. She knows exactly when to throw them. Katie Perez is putting weight on him.
Katie's not answering back. And the lead leg is there for her to kick.
And a lot of stance changes from Janet Garcia, which means you don't know which side the power leg kick is coming from. She goes orthodox, then southpaw, and the power comes from the other side. Can't get your leg out of the way in time. It's a good strategy, and so far, Janet Garcia is using it well. Nice right hand counter to the leg kick, and not even wanting to engage on top with Katie Perez. I don't care if I'm on top. I want this on the feet.
She's right now directing the fight where she wants it, just keeping it.
You can almost feel the slowdown in the pace of Katie Perez after going for that takedown. Didn't get it. Yeah, it takes a lot of energy out of you. Also, psychologically, it's like Janet Garcia is now leading the dance.
Now this is the clinch where Garcia loves to land in those vicious elbows and knees.
Oh, nice elbow over the top. That seemed to really hurt Katie Perez. Looks like a desperation takedown. The fighter from North Carolina, now in half guard position. Nice short elbows from Janet Garcia.
This is just draining for Katie Perez.
And half guard's so difficult to use in MMA. The problem is getting under that leg is what you're supposed to do in jiu-jitsu. That leaves you vulnerable to those shots. Not easy to use at all.
Oof. Beautiful shot. How much is there left in Katie Perez? If she lasts this second round ahead to the third, Jimmy, and gonna come down.
Easy outside trip. Such a good job catching Katie Perez off balance, like a little bit almost the judo foot sweep there. Took the foot right out from underneath her. And inside control now. Keep that good position as Katie Perez walking up the fence.
Trying to roll herself back, but
difficult to do. Only 20 seconds left. Garcia wisely bailing out.
Yeah. Good positioning of the hips. Waiting to get that knee.
You know, the maturity of Janet Garcia, only her second pro fight, definitely on display as she is leading the dance against Katie Perez.
The legs are going to make it easier, right? Yeah. Good job, good control on the top, good strikes. Good strikes. Okay, what's hard?
Sometimes when she punches, I can't really see because it's awkward. So she's landing.
All right, stay offline. Stay offline, use your legs. And adjust your legs. Yeah. Right? You don't have to set it up with punches. Don't get anxious with the punches. When you sit down with the second and third shot, that's when you're getting taken down.
Okay.
All right, you want to stay off the ground, use your legs.
Doubting yourself. Don't do this for me. Do this for you.
Yep.
You're on top. Watch your face. Okay, don't let your legs over your head. Okay, so keep your head down.
Okay.
All right. Use the legs. Right? Use the legs. So don't do anything fancy. Fake and go. Fake and go. All right?
Welcome back. The face you see is Katie Perez, who is looking for a way back into this fight against her opponent, Janet Garcia. We are in round number 3. Safe to say, rounds 1 and 2 controlled by the fighter on your screen in red, Janet Garcia, kickboxer out of San Jose. That means AKA 1-0, but fighting a veterans kind of fight tonight.
Yeah, total domination from Garcia here. We nearly tripped her here. Just a great stand-up game from her, and very impressive as she positions her hip if Katie Perez goes for that takedown. I mean, just great overall. We're seeing the involvement of this young lady here.
Yeah, her evolution has been impressive. Switching stances very, very well. Always targeting the lead leg. But another thing, when people are just starting out in their mixed martial arts career, they tend to be a little too aggressive or look for the finish a little too much. Not Janet Garcia. She resets. She's super calm. You can see that combat sports experience. 22-4 in Muay Thai.
And you know what is more impressive is when she switches those stance, she doesn't constantly do it. She does it for a purpose, for a reason.
Yeah, it isn't like that bouncing, frenetic, back and forth stance switch. Always followed by the leg kick.
Great high kick.
First real attempt at a high kick, and Katie Perez diving from way outside. Open scoring, 20-18. Janet Garcia over Katie Perez. Pretty much what we expected. Katie Perez needs a finish in round number 3. Can she get it? That's the question.
Does she have the gas? She has 3 minutes and 30 seconds and change left. As her coach stated, hey, you gotta bring the fight if you want it. You gotta do it for yourself.
Nice high guard from Katie Perez. That is a submission guard. A low guard tends to be a sweeper's guard. She's going for it in this position, but hasn't really committed to triangles, arm bars, any of the fight finishing submissions she's gonna need.
That left arm is there, just working for it. Trying to get those legs apart. We get a triangle. But at this point, Jimmy, how much energy does she have left?
And that is the question. She's been beaten up throughout this fight. Nice, crisp combination. I don't think any one shot has necessarily hurt her. It's been one of those death of 1,000 cuts. The combinations have been there, but, you know, Garcia hasn't committed to any one punch.
Inconsistent.
Well, going for the standard guard sweep, and that is not happening. Good job from Janet Garcia bringing her weight back down at exactly the right time. 2.5 minutes left for a desperate Katie Perez.
Yeah, she's just gradually passes around, making it look so fluid, Jimmy.
And fluid, easy, and she's been so comfortable on the feet. Now Perez really being aggressive in round number 3. The side we haven't seen very much of. You know, her selling out essentially on the feet. She is being aggressive finally.
And now she's bringing in that striking. She's throwing everything right now, not holding anything back. Trying to go for the... Man, I gotta give props for Garcia with that trip, that inside trip.
Excellent.
Yeah.
She throws it just like her leg kick, disguises it very, very well. Can't really see it coming.
And it's so tough to land.
Beautiful job catching the body kick. A minute 40 left, and she did not want to get on top. She wants to finish this fight on the feet, does Janet Garcia.
There's that attempt again.
Nice heavy hips from Janet Garcia. Hips all the way in the floor.
Picture
perfect, where they teach
man.
it in the gym, exactly.
It's just, it comes a natural instinct, Jimmy.
And nice uppercut, make them pay on the way in, make them pay on the way out. That's what Janet Garcia is doing. Once again, only her second pro fight. Katie Perez, much more experienced. Yep.
Oh,
nice right hand over the top.
Katie trying to land her own elbow as well. Katie's just throwing the wild right now. She's just trying to go for that Hail Mary.
And muscle down to the floor by Janet Garcia. More of those short elbows.
Keep the pressure. 1 minute. Be patient.
And Garcia's corner saying, be patient. Don't get into the firefight that Katie Perez wants you to get into with 40 seconds left.
Impressive how she's able to compose herself in just a short time that she's been a professional mixed martial artist.
It's all that kickboxing experience. It has translated well so far to MMA when it comes to Janet Garcia. Oh, nice kick right through the center.
20 seconds, Katie. You gotta go. You gotta throw everything out there.
Yeah, didn't want to jump the gun. Wanted to take the win slowly but surely.
10 seconds left. We've seen everything in this fight so far go the way of Janet Garcia.
She's going for the kill now, Jimmy.
Great combination to finish, and we will see the final bell. Great job from Janet Garcia. Only question left is, was it a unanimous decision? That is the question, but dominance from start to finish for Janet Garcia. Only her second pro fight. We will make it official when we come back to Combate Global.
After 3 rounds of much more action, this is the final decision. Después de 3 vueltas de mucha más acción, esta es la decisión oficial. All 3 judges turn in identical scorecards of 30-27. Los 3 jueces entregan tarjetas idénticas de 30-27. All in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decision. Todos a favor de la ganadora por decisión unánime. Janet Garcia!
No surprise there, moving to 2-0 as a professional. All smiles. Look, we can't tell the future. We don't have a magic 8-ball, but I gotta say, I love what I saw tonight from Janet Garcia and her composure in the Rodolfo.
And only her second professional fight as a mixed martial artist. Imagine what she will bring to the table the next time around we see this young lady. I mean, everything that you see from her, right, is just picture perfect. She knew how to compose herself, that switching the stance. She did it not constantly, just for the purpose. The low kicks, the elbows in the clinch. Every time, every gap that she found, she was able to land. Anytime that Katie wanted to bring it to the ground, perfectly positioned her hip to stop the takedown offense from Katie. Katie just couldn't find anything, Jimmy, to bring down this young lady. She was just rapid paced, but again, it's that maturity in there as a fighter, being that this is her second professional fight, but you could have just sworn that this lady had been in there for 10 or 15 fights.
You know about the Muay Thai experience, 22-4 as a Muay Thai professional, but her timing and her ability to blend that style into mixed martial arts. Folks, that is not easy. Now, she's with the right team to do that, AKA, but her ability to, as we saw, blend the leg kicks in with the foot sweeps, right? Making Muay Thai part of her MMA game. That's impressive.
Coming in real close while engaging and tripping her. It's so difficult to do, but she does it so well. And the elbows, man. I mean, that's just a story in here in the clinch. It did so damage. I lost count of how much she did. I think it was the second round. Amazing.
Yeah, an absolute wipeout for Janet Garcia over Katie Perez. Look at the numbers. 60 punches landed to Katie Perez's 11. One takedown, of course, belonged to Janet Garcia. Katie Perez went for the takedown ad nauseum, not able to get it done against the kickboxer out of San Jose, who moves to 2-0. And it's a theme in mixed martial arts these days, is the fighters coming in with not a whole lot of fights, but great coaching, great stand-up experience, and the ability to blend it all together. That's going to be important tonight when we look at Maritza Sanchez, only 5-1 as a pro, but that MMA maturity, the evolution is so much faster these days than it was even a few years ago.
Nah, just look back when we started, Jimmy, right? I mean, there weren't that many schools, and it was really just situated to a certain discipline. They didn't have MMA, right? You had to go to this place and that place to get what you wanted, whether it be Muay Thai or wrestling. It wasn't all involved. It wasn't a one-stop shop. Now, that's the beauty of it. The sport has grown so much all over the world. Hence, we've seen so many great competitors in here in La Jaula from so many different countries. And we're seeing that evolution of fighters and bringing in their own little spice to it, their own little different techniques that other people don't know.
Elina Kallionidou, her opponent in the main event tonight at 125 pounds. More experience, 9-5 as a pro, 14 professional fights. Also called a couple of her fights in Bellator. She's used to the big stage. She's used to the big lights. She's done very, very well. Usually on paper, something like this, you think, oh, it's a mismatch. Much more experienced fighter taking on a fighter just getting started. But Maritza Sanchez attacks with a confidence that is extremely rare. Now, speaking of confidence, speaking of aggression, speaking of defending your pride, it is Copa Combate that does it for every single fighter involved. Here's what we're looking forward to next week.
Copa Combate.
New countries, new fighters, same awesome trophy. 8 fighters from 8 different countries will go head-to-head for 2 nights of non-stop action in the world's toughest tournament. Only one will be crowned the winner. Country pride is on the line. Who will you be rooting for?
Now, I've called some tournaments in my day, but this one, Copa Combate, this will be my first one. I joined in 2023. This will be my first one. Tell me about the energy. Tell me about the excitement. Tell me about what makes it different that night.
The world of MMA was a buzz. It was broken by Yahoo Sports and so many media outlets when it was brought to the attention that Copa Combate is back, baby, 2023. The last time we had it was back in 21, where France Mlambo from Ireland won it. This will be your 6th one, Jimmy. Right? We've had it in different parts of the world as well. So let's go back to 2017, where Levi Morakin won it. This guy was an alternate. All right, he wasn't even part of it. In case someone drops, he fills in. He ended up winning La Copa Combate that year. And what's at stake is, then you have like 2018, Andres Quintana, 2019 from Peru, Humberto Bandelay, and who knows this year. You know, I looked at the list, right? Some of the guys that we have Jimmy Morales, we know what happened with him. I mean, I could go on and on. Very exciting stuff. 100K on the line, largest trophy in sports.
Yeah, well, that is next week. Right now, tonight, we're ready to get going. Adam Ortiz, Anas Azizoun, great kickboxing on tap. Can Ortiz keep up? We'll find out right after this. Welcome back inside Univision Studios. We're ready with Adam Ortiz, Anas Azizoun. Great kickboxer versus a great mixed martial artist. Beatriz, get it going.
Entrando a la jaula, Adam Ortiz.
There's Adam Ortiz getting ready to make his walk into La Jaula. Feels at home here. Feels like Combate Global is where he is at his best. Incredibly aggressive as a professional. He is 5-2-1, fighting out of Tucson, Arizona. Trained MMA for about 10 years. Started when he was 15 years old. Trains out of the Apex Academy, Apex MMA, 8-5 as an amateur. So he has the experience when it comes to not just MMA, but in La Jaula. His opponent, though, very experienced kickboxer. How does he make this the MMA type of fight for Rodolfo?
He has to stop Anas Azizoun's quickness. He has to bring him in close to him. He does have the majority of his victories have been by way of submission. So finding a way, figuring out the puzzle of Azizoun to bring him down to the ground will be the key to victory for Adam Ortiz. He's a grinder. He has a lot of tenacity, a lot of gut and courage. So he does have what it needs to take to put a stop to the Rainmaker.
Now, he's a big striker in his own right, loves the overhands, the power punches. But there's a great kickboxer across from him tonight as soon as Beatriz brings him in.
Su oponente, Anas Azizoun.
Azizoun, the French flag over his shoulders. In my experience, some great kickboxers representing that flag. When you see that flag in MMA, you know they have some great stand-up, some versatile striking, maybe a little savate in there, accurate with the feet. This is a guy who was a standout in K1. You and I, we know what K1 means. Outstanding kickboxing, tall, rangy, lanky, and he's translated it well to MMA so far. What are you looking for in terms of improvements tonight against Ortiz?
I'll be curious to see if Adam Ortiz does eventually find a way to get it to the ground and what he does there, because we haven't seen any of that action from the ground. But if he keeps this and stick to his bread and butter of that stand-up game, I mean, it could just be a total domination for what we have seen here in the Jaula. It'll be his second time around that we see him here. And he told me, South Florida, we're done with the rainy season, but he promises to make it rain tonight.
We shall see. Anas Azizoun from France making his way into La Jaula. Getting his prayers in right before he steps in. This is a man, last time we saw him in La Jaula, didn't really have to do much when it came to the takedowns. It was pretty much a kickboxing battle, and he dominated. Very, very aggressive, great combinations, great accuracy. See that build, tall, rangy, lanky.
Against Zamora, who was known for that ground game and striking, just couldn't figure him out.
Yeah, Kraken Zamora, who's fighting tonight, could not do anything. Look at the head-to-head. Azizoun, 4 years younger than his opponent, an inch taller, and look at that reach advantage, 73 inches. That is going to be key tonight.
Arrancamos una noche más las reglas de la jaula. 3 vueltas de 5 minutos, 3 jueces, utilizando el sistema de 10 puntos. Este duelo en la división peso gallo desbao. In the bantamweight division, los jueces son the judges are Eliseo Rodríguez, Vicente Rodríguez, and James Lázaro. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, llegó el momento de un combate global. .6 libras, his official weight, 135.6 pounds, with a pro record of 5 victories and 2 losses, con un récord profesional de 5 victorias y 2 derrotas. De Tucson, Arizona, Adam Solo Ortiz. Introducing the red corner, la esquina roja, wearing white, vestido de blanco, su peso oficial, 135.8 libras, his official weight, 135.8 pounds. Esta noche entra a la jaula invicto como profesional con 3 victorias tonight. He enters la jaula undefeated as a pro with 3 victories. From Saint Etienne, France, Anas Rainmaker Azizoun. El referee, Marcos Perez de Panamá.
Okay, guys, so you know the rules. Obey my command all time. I want a clean fight. Toss your glove if you want. Go to your corner.
You're ready to get it started. Anas Azizoun in the white versus Adam Ortiz in the blue.
Bring out your umbrella, Jimmy.
Ready?
Promises to make it rain. Round number 1 underway. Azizoun, the experienced kickboxer.
Very fast-paced, very tactical. Look out for those non-stop. There's no way of stopping his kicks, but unlike his previous fights, very more composed, very calm, waiting for Adam Ortiz to come in.
To dive in like that, need an uppercut. Adam Ortiz, you know, he has excellent striking in his own right, but it's a bit wild, right?
Yes.
He likes the big overhand right, the loopy punches, aggressive with the leg kicks.
Good feint.
But often off balance, and look for Azizoun to maybe take advantage of that.
And Ortiz knows what's at stake here. He needs to find that good opportunity where he can take Azizoun down. And it's very hard, Jimmy.
Nice thudding calf kick there. Shot below the knee, very popular weapon today in MMA, and it just numbs the leg up. Makes it almost impossible to use. And Azizoun, another thing about him is that he has a nice measured pace. Doesn't go too crazy, especially early.
Nope. Very tactical.
Oh,
right there.
Beautiful job, that leg kick. Catching it as it lagged behind just a little bit. Adam Ortiz right now. Looking like he's trying to find his way in. Ortiz has a decent clinch, but he needs to get in and use it very, very soon. Only a minute and a half into this fight, and already Azizoun growing in confidence.
It's that unfortunate pace, Jimmy, where you have to get hit a couple of times if you're able to find that takedown.
So far, the takedowns have been reaching. They've been far outside. Easy for Azizoun to see. Nice right hand. Ortiz right now looking like a deer in headlights. Azizoun, beautiful knee. This isn't going to last much longer if Ortiz doesn't come up with something.
He is not answering back. Really puzzled.
No offense of his own, and Azizoun throwing everything but the kitchen sink. Good job, Azizoun going back to the center, resetting. Not trying to spend too much energy on a finish right now.
Not a scratch in Azizoun midway through this round.
Ortiz, look at overreacting, flinching in the face of every single strike.
Ortiz being taken back with great feints from Azizoun. Doesn't do many of them, but the one that he does.
Yeah, Ortiz bites on him every single time.
Every single time he takes it as bait.
Great striking coaches will tell you, strikes set up feints, feints set up strikes. So once you hit somebody and sting them, well, they're going to react to everything you throw. That jab, straight, long, accurate. As you're saying, every time he does anything, Ortiz overreacts to it. Beautiful combination to the leg kick. Ortiz looking like a punching bag with legs. Reaching takedown from the outside, nowhere near it.
Can't get a clinch, can't get a takedown. Heavy right hand by Azizoun.
Partially blocked, thankfully, for Ortiz. He has his hands very, very high, but has had no counter offense of his own so far. Trying to cut angles, but Azizoun having no trouble finding his own offensive rhythm.
And again, he keeps on baiting while those feints.
Azizoun also so much bigger.
Yes.
Jeez. He knew he had a reach advantage, but man,
bigger dude
looks so much bigger.
He's
a bit leaner, he's a bit lankier, has that striker's build. Ortiz has yet to do that sellout attack, meaning, you know, big right hand, big kick, followed by a takedown. It's been none of that. It's been reaching takedowns, telegraphed, easy to see.
Not checking those kicks from Ortiz. Just
throwing a couple of his own, but Azizoun has no problem getting in a leg kicking battle.
Right back.
Yep.
And again, Ortiz desperately searching for the takedown, but just can't find it.
And every time Ortiz has come in with that takedown, the uppercut has been waiting for him. Yep. Make him miss, make him pay.
Looking at Ortiz's face, you could have sworn that there had been already 3 rounds.
We're 30 seconds left to go in round number 1, my friend, and he is beaten up.
Oh, that's his footy. This is his opportunity now for Ortiz. Unfortunately, 19 seconds left.
Not a whole lot of time to take advantage. One hook in. The good news, though, for Adam Ortiz is he should see the end of round number 1 because of that slip. Look at the advantages when you can get him for Adam Ortiz so far, as this is the end of round number 1.
Okay, Adam. How you feeling there? Good. Feel okay? Okay. So it was a little slow in the front, in the beginning, and that's more because we didn't really warm up. Okay. How'd you feel when you were on his back right now?
Good.
Okay.
Really good.
Okay. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to add some level changes and some shots to the body so he doesn't understand when we're gonna go in after him. Okay. Can I get some shots to the body? Can I get some level changes and some head movement? Yep. So that's your warm-up round. Get your head up. That's your warm-up round. Okay. He got that one. You understand that? We're gonna get these next 2. Let's look to get on top of them and start riding them, okay? And then if I don't shoot unless I'm able to touch them, okay? Let's get this back in there. Let's go, handle your business.
Ça va être un beau chaos dans ton highlight, ça. Prends ton temps, hein? Même travail, là, ça. Rappelle-toi, chaque round est différent.
Welcome back inside La Jaula here at Combate Global. It is Adam Ortiz in the blue with the lumped up face. If you can't just see the trunks, taking on Anas Azizoun, who is in the white, the French kickboxer in the white right now, having his way with Ortiz.
Yeah, but great advice from Ortiz's corner. Hey, work the body, keep Azizoun guessing when you're gonna come in for the takedown. That's essentially what he needs to do, because he's having a lot of difficulty just shooting in for the takedown. You consider that first round as a warm-up. Whoa! Okay.
Yeah, we call them reaching takedowns. Your hips aren't behind them, just your arms. Like, you know, the wrestling version of arm punches, essentially. Yeah. Look at that, ran into a shot. No commitment with the hips. But he did take the back of Azizoun at the end of round number 1. If there's a light at the end of the tunnel, I guess it's that. The corner said, you like that position? Try to get that again.
And it was only 19 seconds left when he got it in. But he has to find more time to see what he can work from that position.
We have open scoring here at Combate Global. No surprise, 10-9 all the way around. All 3 judges seeing it for Anas Azizoun, French kickboxer in the white trunks. But surprised we didn't see some 10-8s in there, because it certainly could have been in round number 1.
By the way, kudos on the open scoring. It changes the world for a fighter, for the corner.
Let's know where they stand, and that's important. Beautiful combination again from Azizoun. Ending with the leg kick. You see the swelling around the eyes of Adam Ortiz. 32-24 in punches, 13-9 in kicks. Well, guess what? That doesn't tell the story at all. Azizoun's punches have landed like lasers, and his knuckles have been razor sharp. The damage he has done with his shots, no comparison in this fight.
Although Ortiz has taken some punishment, he's still in the fight, has a lot of heart, not giving up. Now this is clinch work, good stuff for him here.
Azizoun, good job breaking out, circling away. The experienced strikers, man, they reset and go back to what they've been doing. Azizoun doing that. Trying to get creative with that overhand left.
And to the credit of Ortiz, he's faced other opponents in his previous fights where they're purely stand-up fighters. You know, you got the teeps, the kicks. So he's been here before. He's been in this position. That's why I was, when I heard that question, how do you feel? I feel good, because he's been here. He knows what to anticipate.
And the problem is Azizoun, they're doing such a great job of controlling range.
He does. Yeah.
He extends his punches extremely well.
He's just trying to get Azizoun off guard, and just what happened at the end of that first round.
But it's hard to do when someone doesn't overextend on their punches, right? When they're tight and accurate, there aren't a lot of gaps. Oh, excellent job with the uppercut to leg kick. Beautiful combinations.
He doesn't waste his punches. Looking an elbow as well in there. Ooh, another one.
Making him pay on the way in and on the way out. Ortiz now trying to sell out to get close and nothing doing. Azizoun, great job circling out. The combination as he's going backwards.
Jimmy, he has been sneaking in a good 3-4 elbows that you really have to keep your eyes peeled to see it.
Azizoun putting on a striking clinic tonight. This is how you do it, Rodolfo.
And he makes it look so pretty, you know that?
Beautiful technique, never overextending himself. He's not trying too hard for the finish, but you know, if you're Ortiz, I mean, what are you doing at this point tactically, right? You're getting beat up on the outside, you sell out for the takedown, pull guard. What is your thought, Rodolfo, when it comes to a fight where you're getting beat up?
You have to find a way to get in that, close that range, work the body, and try to catch Azizoun off guard. Get this guy on the ground somehow. No, the thing is, he's getting punished every time he goes for a takedown. He has to bring him real close.
Yeah, minute left to go in round number 2. Nothing going the way of Adam Ortiz. 7-2-1 as a professional. Getting beaten up by the 3-0.
There we go.
Azizoun finally in on a single leg. 37 seconds left to go in round number 1.
But he always tries to get the better of it at the end of the round, just like he did in the first.
Yeah, briefly took the back at the end of round number 1. Now finishing on the single leg, but not close to putting Azizoun down.
And
fantastic balance.
Changing of the levels too, Jimmy. You know, not just work the top, with the rib area, domino area, to break him down.
10 seconds left to go in round number 2. Once again, domination for the kickboxer from France, Azizoun.
Ok. Tu bois doucement. Il y a 40 secondes de récupération. Comment tu te sens? Bien. Commence pas à fatiguer? D'accord, alors s'il te plaît, finis fort le Rwanda. Finis fort, d'accord? Si tu n'arrives pas à le finir au milieu du round, finis fort le Rwanda, ok? Fais-lui voir l'enfer en termes de cardio, d'accord? Fais-lui voir l'enfer, ok? Pas grave. Fais attention, Anas, il essaie de t'accrocher, t'acceptes de plus en plus. Tu seras à l'aise, pourquoi pas? D'accord? Mais Aïchik, pour montrer ton niveau au sol, force-le à t'amener au sol. Il faut vraiment qu'il donne sa vie pour t'amener au sol. S'il n'arrive pas, casse-le debout. Il est mort debout. Mets juste un peu plus la pression et réagis. Agis derrière ses réactions. D'accord? Agis derrière ses réactions. Hein. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a? Ouais. Allez, c'est pour toi, frère. Aucune chance. Voilà.
I'm afraid my French isn't good enough to understand the corner instructions to Azizoun in the white, taking on Adam Ortiz in the blue. You look at the French kickboxer right now with the white trunks. I'm sure the advice was, you're doing everything right. Keep doing what you're doing. Oui, oui. Yes, yes, my friend. Going back to the jab with utter domination in the first 2 rounds. Rodolfo, is this the kind of fight where if you're in Ortiz's corner, you go, hey, you got to show me something or I might throw him?
Yeah, you know.
Hate to say that, but it's true.
You know, is the punishment that he's taking, and especially in this sport, right? And if you want to have some longevity, you know, taking a punishment like this can make or break in the future. of what's ahead of you.
Yeah, hasn't really been rocked. I mean, he's taken all these damages, all these punches very, very well, but he hasn't shown a way tactically to get back into the fight. It's like, you've got to show me a way to win this, and if you don't, you know, live to fight another day, because right now, Azizoun easily winning the kickboxing battle.
The heart is there. We can't take any credit away from Kid Solo. But
you know the code. When we're talking about your heart, you ain't winning the fight.
No.
That's what's happening so far for Ortiz. In the blue, on the right side of your screen, look at the
bobby. Think of that, man.
It's the move.
And for a kickboxer to do that,
give me a break. Open scoring here in Combate Global. Adam Ortiz right now getting blanks. No surprise on all three judges' scorecards. 20 to 18 through 2.
They're like 2-3 shots right there, Jimmy, and just had no response whatsoever.
But unfortunately, there hasn't been that fight-ending combination. Referee has been right here, very close to the action, and there just haven't been that combination of punches to get this over with. But Adam Ortiz just taking shot after shot from the outside.
Azizoun is just a savage in there.
Methodical. A methodical savage, which is the worst combination ever. Savages take risks, right?
Yeah.
Savages do things that might get them hurt in return. Azizoun has done none of that.
Now he has to change levels. He maybe try to sweep it, try to get in for a takedown. Oh, got loose of it. That was his chance, Jimmy.
Great job so far by Azizoun, working the head to the toes, calf kicks, knees to the body, combination punches. Ortiz just wearing down in this round number 3. Like you said, he's still in it, still trying to fight back, but no reasonable offense.
It's in Hollywood, Jimmy.
Yeah. Nothing from the fighter from Tucson, Arizona, 5-2-1 as a professional. Much more experienced than Azizoun, but Azizoun, a K1 kickboxer. Ugh, beautiful right hand, over 20 victories, 20-1 as a professional. That's been showing tonight.
When I saw the fight card for Luis, and I saw that this man wasn't going to be on, like, boy, fans are in for a treat.
He's fun to watch every time. Ortiz has been on the backwards treadmill the entire time.
Did you see? Ortiz got him with a hook, didn't even blink, and he connected.
Now, if you're Azizoun at this point, are you making, okay, minute 45 left, either you got two options, hit the gas, try to get this guy out of here, or
let it run.
This one in the bag, let it run, keep doing what I'm doing, pitter-pat shots. I'm sure Ortiz wouldn't call them pitter-pat, but not over-committing to any one shot. The numbers, 73-50 in terms of punches, 27-13 in kicks, 96 significant strikes. Folks, it is worse than it looks.
It goes, are you a showman or are you a fighter? You're going to be the showman, you finish it off right here.
It looks like from Azizoun's style we've seen so far, whatever the French version of Mama Didn't Raise No Fool, that's how this guy kicked out, right? He's not taking those risks. Okay, hands up, chin down. If I'm working, I'm going to stay there.
If it's working, I'm going to keep doing it.
Yep. Don't know if they have that expression in France, but no, it's close as it's going to get. That's what he's doing. And crowd showing their appreciation, I think, for the guts of Adam Ortiz as much as the technique of Azizoun. Because he has put on a striking clinic tonight.
There's no doubt. My hat off to Kid Solo, Ortiz, but...
Azizoun having his way, trying to get it over with. 20 seconds left to go in round number 3. The boss, Campbell McLaren, is right up to La Jaula, checking out every single moment of it. Soaking it in. We might have a star here at 135 pounds. Azizoun hitting him with everything but the kitchen sink, going back home, getting a kitchen sink and hitting him with it. Beautiful stuff, but Adam Ortiz will see the final bell. Full march for toughness, but the technique of Azizoun would not be denied. Wow, one-sided. We'll see if it is on the scorecards when we come back to Combate Global. Seminar in kickboxing. Beatrice Callis, make it official.
After 3 rounds of much more action, this is the final decision. Después de 3 vueltas de mucha más acción, esta es la decisión oficial. Los jueces Vicente Rodríguez y James Lázaro entregan tarjetas idénticas de 30 a 27. Rodríguez and Lázaro turning identical scorecards of 30-27. Y Eliseo Rodríguez entrega 30 a 26. Eliseo Rodríguez turning 30-26. All in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decision. Todos a favor del ganador por decisión unánime. De la France, Anas Azizoun.
Anas Azizoun moves to 4-0, and hey, where's my title? Got the boss Campbell McLaren behind him. That's got to be on the minds of everybody watching this. Smooth combination, only one word I can say about his technique tonight. Nice. But it is not the end. That's right, Elina Kallionidou versus Maritza Sanchez, our main event, right after this.
Entrando a la jaula, Elina Kallionidou.
The Greek flag, Elina Kallionidou is about to walk into La Jaula to take on Maritza Sanchez in our main event. 2 talented, aggressive, destructive 125-pound ladies ready to make their way into La Jaula when we come back. Don't miss it. Welcome back to our main event. Elina Kallionidou on the left from Greece. Her opponent, Maritza Sanchez, on the right. 125 pounds. Kallionidou, more experienced at 9-5. She is all smiles. Why? Because she's fought under the big lights many, many times. Maritza Sanchez looking for that signature win. Man, what a night we've had so far here inside Univision Studios. Jimmy Smith alongside Rodolfo Roman. The theme tonight has been, just because you're 3-0 in MMA doesn't mean you're not a badass with real skills. Maritza Sanchez only 5-1, looking to keep that train going.
This is our opportunity, toughest challenge to date, what Maritza Sanchez is all about. But she does have the key to stop Elina, who is a veteran in the world of MMA. Toughest challenge out there. Let's see what she's all about, Jimmy. Looking forward to seeing this young lady. And she has the crowd right behind her. You saw how everyone's just elated to see Maritza Sanchez walk in there.
Yeah, but Kallionidou, a Greek fighter. One of the things is MMA, to get to the big fights, you got to get outside of Greece. She is used to being the road warrior and having the crowd against her. Let's take a look at the head-to-head. They're the same age, only 25 years old. Maritza Sanchez, an inch taller, a slight reach advantage as well for Maritza Sanchez. Beatrice, get us going in our main event.
Continuamos con mucha más acción. Este es el evento estelar de esta noche. We continue with much more action. This is the main event of the evening. División Peso Mosca, Flyweight Division. Los jueces son, the judges are James Lázaro, Jonathan Lane y Eliseo Rodríguez. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, llegó el momento de un ¡Combate Global! Introducing the blue corner, en la esquina azul, wearing white, vestida de blanco. Su peso oficial, 125.8 libras. Her official weight, 125.8 pounds. Con un récord profesional de 9 victorias y 5 derrotas. With a pro record of 9 victories and 5 losses. From Preveza, Greece, Elina Kallionidou. En la esquina roja, in the red corner, wearing red and green, vestida de rojo y verde. Su peso oficial, 125.6 libras. Her official weight, 125.6 pounds. Con un récord profesional de 5 victorias y 1 derrota. With a pro record of 5 victories and 1 defeat. De sangre mexicana, repping El Dorado, California, Maritza Sanchez. El referee, Marcos Perez de Panamá.
Okay, I want to clean fight. Obey my command on time. Okay. Follow my instructions. Toque en guante, touch hand. Oh, in English? Okay. So you already went to the rules. I want to clean fight. Follow my command on time. No shoot off the one. Go to your corner.
It's asking a lot to speak Spanish, English, and Greek. So Kallionidou got to understand what's going on. The fighter from Greece.
Imagine 3.
Oh my God, especially Greek. It is not an easy language. But Kallionidou in the white and blue, taking on Maritza Sanchez in the red and green.
Jimmy, this is good.
Oh, good shot from Kallionidou. What did we say to take away her confidence? Get at her, punch her in the mouth right in the beginning.
She is flipping the script, and we tend to see in her previous fights that started off with a stiff jab that took Sanchez. So she needs to keep that throughout the fight.
Called a lot of Kallionidou's fights in Bellator, and the problem is when she faced competition, a lot of times she fought out of her weight class. Fighters a little bit heavier than she was, but it's this idea when she's on her back foot, she has trouble, right? But when she's the aggressor and she's finding those spots, she's very accurate with her strikes, right?
And right now she is doing that, being the offensive fighter, taking away the offense from Sanchez, who we've seen right from the start leads the path in the fight.
You know, it's when you can't get your offense going and you get frustrated. That's when fighters who don't have a lot of experience tend to run into trouble. Seems to be complaining to the referee.
Yeah, I don't know what she was complaining about, but...
Unless she thinks she's going to be broken up, and nope. Kallionidou's going hard with the body lock. She's working for the takedown.
Right.
This is not a position you would break up.
There's movement going on.
Yep, she's going for it. Yep.
The Greek doing exactly what she needs to do, getting her into clinch, taking away that offense from Maritza.
Yeah, saying got to do something, but she's hooking that outside leg.
And she's moving.
Yeah, she's going for the outside trips. Now, if you're Kallionidou and you're worried about this fight getting, broken up a little bit, I'm going to change level, commit to the double leg off this.
Do something else to keep the referee away from you and keep control of the fight.
Yeah, if the position's static, the referee's going to break it up. Kallionidou got to keep moving.
But either way, Jimmy, just the start of that fight, right? Sanchez, her confidence, knowing that she usually comes in away, it just changes the whole panorama in the fight itself.
Yeah, Jose Torres, the great boxing world champion, said when the intimidator fails to intimidate, he becomes intimidated, right? So, if you're used to always being the aggressor, always being the bully, you get punched in the mouth, it changes everything. And Kallionidou doing a good job of that early in this fight. How will Sanchez adjust? And now, Sanchez swinging for the fences now that she has some space.
Now this is where Sanchez likes to be right there, just straight off the strike. And look at her go.
Looking to overwhelm Kallionidou in round number 1. That last shot hurt her.
That's the Maritza that we're known to see inside La Jaula.
Maritza Sanchez frustrated by that early body lock. Looking to take it out on Kallionidou, who's doing a good job pummeling inside. Maritza Sanchez trains out of Team Alpha Male Sacramento, Uriah Faber. You know how excellent that team is, especially in the lighter weights. Kallionidou back to her comfort zone against the fence. Body lock, has to use it.
Let that confidence from Maritza, though, even from the clinch, looking at her corner, saying, "Hang on a second.
Yeah.
let me find my path here, and let me get right back to you. What you want me to do?"
Wow, good duck under turn from Maritza Sanchez.
Nicely put.
For Sanchez to break away. Kallionidou very tough in these clinch positions. So far close up, high short elbow. But Kallionidou answering back with some big punches.
Boy, does Maritza have some dynamite in those hands, Jimmy, when you go toe-to-toe with her in the pocket. That's one thing about her. She's not afraid to engage.
Body lock over-under position again from Kallionidou. You tell this is something she's been working on. Coming slow down the pace of the fight. Take the energy out of the young buck.
And that frustrates a fighter that's known to be consistent with her footwork and moving around and striking.
Nice knee, good aggression from Sanchez to get some space. Both fighters throwing bombs.
And when you get a fight like that, Jimmy, I mean, they could go either way, right?
Yes. Nice straight right hand from Kallionidou.
Kallionidou feeling very confident.
Yeah, good footwork on the outside. Maritza Sanchez taking the center.
And unlike those previous fights that we talked about, she's bringing it to the game here, Jimmy.
Yeah, she certainly is. Kallionidou showing a lot of confidence, but so is Maritza Sanchez. We come to a close in round number 1.
Good round, man.
Excellent round from both fighters.
As advertised, our women are must-see.
Every single time, but Kallionidou coming out, jab, clinch. You're not going to push me around. I'm going to try and dictate the pace of this. But Maritza Sanchez, as soon as she got any space, it was all about her power punches.
Side by side here. Let's take a look at the here into the corner. I don't speak any Greek, so yeah, no, it's not gonna happen. I gotta wait for AI to help me out.
Unless he says yes, no, good evening, good morning.
But let's take a look at the highlights for that first round. The great engagement here from Sanchez, trading in. Of course, the clinches will stop her away, but when she found that opening to engage with her opponent, boy, did Sanchez let her hands go.
Here's what that experience might start showing.
Yep.
Kallionidou 9-5 as a pro. Maritza Sanchez 5-1 is round number 2. Right? How much energy did you expend in round number 1? How much can you get back? Kallionidou looking good. Maritza Sanchez not looking exhausted either.
Blood coming out her nose.
Begin round number 2.
All right.
Maritza Sanchez.
Boy, are we
green and red. Elina Kallionidou in the blue and white.
Guys, we're in for a treat.
Man, like a bat out of hell is Maritza Sanchez. Full blast in round number 2.
You know, the foundation, they asked Sanchez, hey, how do you feel, right? You're at the top of your division. I feel pressured, you know, I got to live up to my name. I don't have a belt, but I know that I need to perform to my best ability to show that why I am at the top of my division.
With success becomes pressure. With success comes all the expectation, the fans, the promoters, everyone, even your opposition.
Kallionidou, though, unlike that first round, you talk about that back foot that she's in trouble. I've been seeing more of her stepping back now, not being as offensive.
Yeah, a little bit of a split card in round number 1. Maritza Sanchez ahead on 2 judges' scorecards, 10-9. Kallionidou only taking 1. Not surprised, it's a little mixed up. This round 2 is crucial for both fighters. Kallionidou going back to that clinch position. I don't speak Greek. My advice would have been, hey, when you get those body locks and there's a little more aggression, going for the takedown.
Yep.
Right? Can't afford to body lock and stay there. Landing right into
gotta mix it up. Don't get the ref involved. Mix it up.
Exactly.
Keep them interested.
In that half guard position, in a position to pressure pass. And that's the choice you got to make in half guard. Do I pressure pass? Or do I, create a little space and go for the ground and pound?
Not to ruin the parade, but the only defeat that Maritza Sanchez has had goes back to her first professional fight, and it was by way of rear naked choke from Christina Pettigrew.
Speaking of, you may have jinxed it. Great job from Kallionidou taking the back. As Maritza Sanchez powered her way out of half guard and ended up giving up her back. The problem with that position.
It just happened.
It just is what it is. All right, just accept it. All right? Now Kallionidou has to pop her head out to really get that back position. Maritza's trying to turn and end up on top.
She may get that transition right here.
Yeah, Kallionidou's got to pop that head out. Really solidify that back position. It's a little bit of inexperience from both ladies on the ground. And now, fully having the back, able to shrug her shoulders, get her head out.
She's doing exactly what she does have that body lock, Jimmy.
Good grappling from
Sanchez.
Elina Kallionidou so far, trying to hook the foot. It's not going to work in this position.
What could also benefit Sanchez in this position too is that sweat, right? We're in the second round, that slippery slope. But it has to be that quick turnaround from Sanchez to escape and get the mount.
So far, Kallionidou content to hang out on the back. Maritza Sanchez trying to punch her way out. Kallionidou experienced in the submission game. Not going to go easily. So far, hasn't done a lot of attacking for the neck, unfortunately.
Doesn't have a strong body lock, though.
Yeah.
Kallionidou.
Yeah, Kallionidou going back to crossing her feet and then going back to that unhooked position, doing a good job of riding, but got to do a little bit more with it. Now, what Sanchez has done very, very well is keeping her body weight on top of Kallionidou. It's hard to get the rear naked when someone's putting their body weight on you. But Kallionidou hasn't softened her up with strikes either. Good job turning from Maritza Sanchez.
She's just waiting for the right moment.
Back to full guard for Kallionidou.
She got the guard, now she can work here something, Jimmy.
Let's see what the fighter from Greece can do from her back as Maritza Sanchez, California, trying to work the ground and pound. Good job by Kallionidou so far, wrapping up the arms. Getting that big ground and pound. Now Maritza Sanchez getting a little space to go for it.
Sanchez has some bricks she can throw from this position, but 10 seconds left.
On a back and forth round number 2. It's going to be interesting to see how the judges saw it. We will finish the second stanza of this 3-round fight.
Okay. Okay. Maritza, dale distancia, mija. Baja su mano derecha mucho.
Take a look back at that work. Jimmy, unlike that first round, Elena taking down Sanchez to the ground. And then near, she was searching for a rear naked choke, but Sanchez managed to escape, get on guard, and work on the ground and pound. But it was just about less than 20 seconds left.
Van 1-1.
Yes.
Elina, πάμε. Βγάζει αέρα. Θα έρθει πάρα πολύ απότομα πάλι πάνω σου. Μην τζάρωσες. Εντάξει, κίνηση την κόβεις.
Sorry, Jimmy. I couldn't even, not one word.
See if I can call some of my relatives to get it. But no,
there we go.
Not one single word did we know in Greek.
Ready? Lita, combate.
So we begin round number 3. Elina Kallionidou from Greece in appropriately the blue and white. Taking on Maritza Sanchez in the red and green. It was a very back and forth round number 2. I mean, Kallionidou got the better of it on the ground. Maritza Sanchez ended with some good ground and pound. It's going to be interesting to see how the judges saw round number 2.
I see more confidence in Sanchez coming in here with a quick, rapid pace of boxing.
Kallionidou, though, taking the outside.
Ooh. Yeah, she
nice
feels,
left hand.
She's feeling Kallionidou, of course, going to try to see it take it down, which slows down Sanchez on the ground. But boy, which she was feeling it to start off that 3rd round.
Yeah, she had some good shots, but able to get the clinch. This led to a takedown in round number 2. Kallionidou really needs it now in round number 3 because Maritza Sanchez had fire in both hands. And it is all tied up. 19-19, all 3 judges' scorecards.
Who wants it the most, Jamie? It's coming down to the wire.
Wow. Whoever wins this round number 3 will take this fight home. Kallionidou 9-5, her record coming in. Maritza Sanchez only 5-1.
Once again, referee stepping in, asking for some action.
And they get less tolerant as the
Leggett Maritza goes.
Maritza Sanchez attacking now. Kallionidou.
She's feeling her groove, Jimmy. She's feeling it.
Has plenty of energy, and she is on the attack. Kallionidou backpedaling. Oh, for her countering opportunities. They are not there. Maritza Sanchez, all offense. Kallionidou going to that body lock again, but she doesn't do anything with it. just a little port in the storm, right? Not just takedown, but just, you know, a little relief. And Maritza Sanchez looking at the ref like, hey, she's just stalling with this. As I said, in round number 3, referees get less tolerant. Okay. Oh, nice takedown just in time. Referee taking a close look at it before that. Now 2:45 left in round number 3.
This could be the difference right here, Jimmy. Maritza needs to do something.
Now, holding on won't be good enough. I think Kallionidou needs to pass or get some serious ground and pound going. Sway those judges. She was eating some leather on the feet. She has to make that up on the ground.
And Sanchez here going.
Good job spinning out. Okay. And now Maritza Sanchez on top.
This is her chance here. Work from this shot. Land some shots right here. Using La Jaula.
Thinking triangle. She has her leg over. Oh my God, it looks tight.
She may have something there, Jimmy.
Has to get the arm across. Arm currently stuck.
Not enough. Nope.
Doesn't
not
look
yet.
like it's enough yet, but she could do it. I'm thinking about the arm. This is tight.
Sanchez could be in trouble, Jimmy. Sanchez could be in trouble.
As soon as Kallionidou can sit up, this might be over. It is locked in tight. Round number 3 of a fight in which she is absolutely exhausted. Does she have an escape left in her? Now going to the arm. The fighter from Greece working her guard. Triangle armbar. Yeah, can't see how tight it is. This triangle armbar position looks like her head might pop out.
I think it will. Yeah, it's not tight.
Not anymore.
There is some room.
Kallionidou, can she transition and get out? Maritza Sanchez looks like she's about to pull her head out of this position. 1 minute left in round number 3.
She's gonna tear that out right here, the ankle. Oh, that's the opener, pop out the head.
And she does.
Yeah, she never had that lock completely, Jimmy.
Yeah, didn't have it quite tight enough, didn't have exactly the right angle, didn't have exactly the right arm position. You need all 3 to finish a triangle, especially against an experienced opponent.
However, Sanchez needs to finish this to sway the judges, Jimmy.
Now, Maritza Sanchez finishing on top, 30 seconds left. In a very, very close fight, close round.
Very, very close.
Can Maritza Sanchez seal this one with 20 seconds left? Elina Kallionidou has fought her heart out, grappled her heart out. But Maritza Sanchez aggressive in round number 3. Oh. Nice sweep by the Greek fighter. Will it be enough?
Oh.
And here's the final bell of round number 3. Beautiful fight.
Wow, man.
Incredible main event by both of these ladies. How did the judges see it? My God. Incredible fight. You want to feel this energy? You want to see this action? Come join us. You can feel the tension here inside Univision Studios after a great fight. There has to be a winner and a loser. Who is it, Beatrice?
After 3 rounds of much more action, this is the final decision. Después de 3 vueltas de mucha más acción, esta es la decisión oficial. Los 3 jueces entregan tarjetas idénticas de 29 a 28. All 3 judges turn in identical scorecards of 29 on 28. All in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decision. Todos a favor del ganador por decisión unánime. Desde México, Maritza Sanchez!
Close decision. We weren't sure which way it was going to go, but now moving to 6-1, Maritza Sanchez. Exactly the kind of fight you want to see at this stage in her career. She was tested all 3 rounds and she passed.
And she passed the test with a unanimous decision victory. There's no doubt in my mind that there's a reason why she stands on top of her division. Maritza Sanchez Campbell, El Jefe right next to the winner. And boy, did she put on a fight. Both these women put on an awesome fight, man. Had everyone in here on their feet.
Yeah, Elina Kallionidou started out aggressively. Look at this jab. Bam. Boom. straight into the body lock. You know, before the fight, we said you're taking on a young fighter, a very talented fighter, but one who's used to being the bully. What do? Come out there, smack her in the mouth, let her know you're there to fight. Kallionidou did that.
She read the textbook right, did exactly what she did, but Maritza Sanchez just grit, and when she engaged, boy, there was no way of stopping her. She won that fist fight, no doubt, landing in elbows, exchanging of the fist nonstop, taking back Elina. And by God, it was an awesome main event between these two ladies. Now the takedown here in the second round, where she nearly had a rear naked choke, but towards the end, it was Maritza Sanchez coming out on top, working from the guard, landing more shots. But right here, exchanging, working on a potential guillotine, wasn't having it during the clinch, the switch kick non-stop. And then at the end of the fight, you'll see that it goes down to the ground in just a few. Great feints there from Sanchez as well, but right here, this is where it is. We nearly pulled off the submission victory from the Greek, but Maritza Sanchez, nope, this is my howler. I'm gonna take the win, going on with those last 10 seconds, toe-to-toe, fist fight. It was a fury of punches, and boy, did these ladies deliver.
Maritza Sanchez energy in the third round. Even though the fight was back and forth, look at it here, 47-20 in the punches. It was the takedowns, though, and they're giving Maritza Sanchez that takedown in round number 3. Elina Kallionidou rolled right through it. Really should have been 2-0 on the takedowns for Kallionidou. She did an amazing job on the ground. The strikes, Maritza Sanchez. On the ground, Elina Kallionidou, very tight triangle, almost finished it in round number 3. Oh my God, what action, but we are not done yet. That's right, a feature fight still remaining. Erik Villasmil versus Ismael cracking Zamora. You're looking right now at Villasmil, the fighter from Caracas, Venezuela, getting ready to make his way into La Jaula. Great fight in the 135-pound division. It is red hot already. It gets even hotter. Let's learn more about Villasmil and what he brings.
Yo comencé a los 13 años en taekwondo y de ahí me enamoré de las artes marciales. De ahí di un salto a la lucha y de ahí a los 18 comencé a entrenar MMA. Mi primera pelea aquí en Estados Unidos fue aquí en Combate Global. Fue mi primer gran paso y bueno, seguimos encaminándonos allá. Bueno, en mi casa tengo a mis padres, a mis hermanos, a mis abuelos. Siento el apoyo desde allá de Venezuela, de todos mis amigos, familiares. Va a ser una pelea muy explosiva porque me considero un peleador muy rápido, explosivo y que me gusta el intercambio. Okay, Ismael, Zamora, espero que estés listo. Va a ser una guerra de principio a fin.
Entrando a la jaula, Erik Villasmil.
And there you see him, the fighter from Caracas, Venezuela. He is strong, he is aggressive, he finishes fights early, has yet to see a round 3 in his young career, but it's a weird combination, Rodolfo. I mean, kickboxing, that's your background, striking is what you know well. It's rare that someone throws heel kicks and a lot of outside stuff, and then big shots. All right, it seems to go either one or the other, long kicks or big punches. Those are his two main weapons.
And they come with a lot of power, but if you have that perfect technique, you're able to stop that because you could get a little wild with those wild open shots. But boy, this guy's a powerhouse inside La Jaula, Jimmy.
But his opponent, experienced here in La Jaula, Ismael cracking Zamora.
Para esta pelea estuve preparándome mejor en cuanto a mi acondicionamiento físico, a mi fuerza. Me siento mucho mejor en esa parte. Me siento tranquilo porque hice el trabajo que tenía que hacer y me siento muy bien preparado. Yo me considero mucho mejor si la pelea se va a la reja, al piso, en la parte de arriba. Yo creo que le puedo dar la vuelta en donde se desenvuelva la pelea. Obviamente yo voy a tratar de llevarme la pelea arriba, es lo que me gusta hacer, me gusta más. Obviamente el boxeo se ha visto que soy contundente con las manos, entonces eso es lo que voy a hacer y voy a buscar finalizarlo en todo momento. Erik Villasmil, espero que vengas muy bien preparado porque yo vengo en mi mejor forma y vengo a finalizarte.
His opponent, Ismael Zamora.
He is the Kraken. That's right, the Fighting Pride. Mexico City from the FA. You see the flag over his shoulders, but not just proud of where he's from, not just proud of how he fights. Combate Global has been his home. He's very, very confident here.
Right from the top, just like Maritza Sanchez that we just saw, La Jaula has been his casa. Release the Kraken, Jimmy's. I had to say that.
You got to say it every single time, right?
Zamora walking in once again. Third time he fights this year compared to 2022 where he fought 5 times.
Unreal schedule.
You call this guy, he's ready for war twice in a month. And he counts on a great striking, very technical, and on the ground he's no slouch as well. Picked up several wins by way of submission, Jimmy.
If Villasmil is the firecracker, Zamora is the slow boil, right? Tends to start slowly. Reminds me a little bit of like a Chito Vera, right? Yeah. Someone who usually not there in round number 1. You better be there in round number 2 and round number 3. Bring a lunch, because this guy's going to be there the whole time.
He is here to really make Villasmil work his potential in that first round and pick up the pace in the second and third for Israel. Zamora.
Well, incredible fighters, incredible fight. You want to come see it? This is how. The crowd here in Miami has been given the opportunity to witness some amazing fights tonight. We keep on going. Villasmil versus Zamora, physically very, very similar. It's about what's in between the ears for both of these fighters. Beatrice, get us started.
Continuamos con mucha más acción este duelo. En la división peso gallo, we continue with much more action this bout. In the bantamweight division, los jueces son the judges are Vicente Rodríguez, James Lázaro, and Jonathan Lane. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, llegó el momento de un combate global. Introducing the blue corner, la esquina azul, wearing yellow, vestido amarillo. Su peso oficial, 135.2 libras. His official weight, 135.2 pounds. With a pro record of 2 victories and 1 defeat. Con un récord profesional de 2 victorias y 1 derrota. De Maracaibo, Venezuela, vía Atlanta, Erik Villasmil. Introducing the red corner, la esquina roja, wearing green, vestido de verde. Su peso oficial, 135.4 libras. His official weight, 135.4 pounds. Con un récord profesional de 7 victorias y 2 derrotas. With a pro record, 7 victories and 2 losses. De sangre mexicana from Mexico City, Mexico, Ismael Kraken Zamora. Christopher Miñoki.
Vamos. Ok, escúchame. Quiero una pelea limpia. Escúchame todo el tiempo, cuídate todo el tiempo. Si quieres tocar los guantes, toca. Buena suerte a los dos.
135 pounds is Ismael Kraken Zamora in the green.
¿Listos?
Erik Villasmil in the yellow. We are underway.
Oh, that quick rapid those kicks, Jimmy, that we talked about.
What do we say about those?
That's him right here. But Zamora, the patient one, as we discussed, let him do what he does best in that first round. I'll take over the wheel in the second and third round.
This is a man in Villasmil who has never seen a round number 3. That is where Zamora lives in that round number 3.
I don't know, Jimmy, but I think Zamora was enjoying the beautiful sunny weather in South Florida. I forgot to take off his tank.
It's always nice, man. Okay, he's out there working. He's probably jogging out in the sun, okay? That's why. Heavy hips right now. Trying to stop the takedown of Villasmil. Fighter out of Caracas, Venezuela. 2-1 as a pro. Both of those wins by finish in round number 2.
But we talked about Jimmy as far as what he's learned in ATT Lima. He's known for this explosiveness in his kicks and his heavy hands, but what else can he bring to the table? Is he going to bring the same stuff? We're seeing right here a little bit of the clinch work, some attempts for the takedowns, so something new from Villasmil.
Coaches like Jocao, fantastic ground game on that guy. Douglas Lima, fierce leg kicks, great body work. He has a complete striking game. Let's see how much of that Villasmil has picked up training out of ATT Lima.
Getting in that referee cam vision.
There's a physical pressure. Zamora knew he'd have to deal with this in round number 1. You know, if you're his corner, what do you tell him about this round number 1?
Yeah, it's exactly what you anticipate, right? Let him go wild. He's going to throw the kicks. He's going to throw the heavy hands, the clinch. Let him do his thing. You know that you have the capacity to go all 3 rounds and keep it at that pace.
When you study Villasmil, and I saw all his fights, I don't think I saw him throw a jab one time. He just doesn't do that. Everything he does is a heavy weapon with a lot of power. It takes a lot of your gas.
Let's see how composed Zamora is.
Nice short knee.
Not jumping the gun, not making any mistakes. And that's what you get a fighter when you see they finish their opponents in the first or second. They've never been in that 3rd round. They want to jump the gun. They want to finish it too fast, and that's how you make mistakes.
Yeah, see, trying to pull Zamora down, making a mistake, ended up in a toe hold. Villasmil doing a good job rolling out. Now going heel hook.
Zamora has several wins by submission, Jimmy.
Going for the heel hook, the fighter from Mexico. Villasmil needs to clear that leg. And he does it, but ends up on his back.
Zamora, very savvy on the ground.
And that half butterfly position, good job by Zamora, putting weight on that knee.
Training with the Limas brothers, gives you that experience, that knowledge on the ground.
Those guys are also gigantic. The physical pressure they can put on you is absolutely unbelievable.
Good way of positioning those feet on the hip of Zamora to push him off.
Good job by Zamora, trying to clear the legs and some short ground and pound. Good job by Villasmil making his way back to his feet. Good scramble from both fighters.
Yeah, landing right back on the clinch.
Oh, going for that spinning shot. Look at the fatigue from Villasmil already.
Yep. Little wobbly getting off. Oh, he even lost the footing there.
And both fighters a little off balance, but Villasmil.
But look how he keeps his hands out for Villasmil. He's trying to go for that kick.
Spinning kick off the body kick catch.
Inzaguri.
Yeah, but the thing here, very good. Love that for wrestling.
Like that one.
But look, the physical pressure of the hips of Zamora right now doesn't let Villasmil push him off with that butterfly on the left side. Very, very heavy on the knee.
The question is, Jimmy, will Villasmil still have some gas in the tank in the 2nd round? We saw how he came off that clinch. He was a little wobbly.
30 seconds left to go in round number 1. Ismael cracking Zamora, looking to take the energy away from the very explosive Erik Villasmil.
Ten seconds left, Jimmy. What can they do? Oh, an up kick.
Ending round number 1 with some ground and pound is the Kraken. We will head to round number 2.
Quiero más tranquilo y más.
Nosotros, ahorita lo único que vas a hacer es estudiar tranquilo. Y ahorita que puedas igual circulas. Sí. Y cuando le esquives la primera a la segunda, vuelves a entrar. No tengas miedo de entrar con tus manos. Solo esquiva.
Pinté un poco más, después va.
Hiciste bien, ese güey está más cansado. Lo vas a tener ahí. No te preocupes, Vlad. Tú lo vas a tener. ¿Sí?
A ver, pinté un poco más y después va. Lo pinté un poco más. Sí, va a intentar más arriba que sea como empujada. Ok, pero de resto vamos por estrategia 2. Tu golpe y tu patada a distancia.
Eso es toda la chamba. Ya dio lo que tenías que dar. Más pintar. Está más cansado. Nada más circulando primero. Va a salir bien veloz con sus manos, tú circulas nada más.
Welcome back to round number 2. It's Erik Villasmil against Ismael Kraken Zamora. Zamora in the green, Villasmil in the yellow. And if Villasmil thought he would have his way with Zamora in round number 1, he was sadly mistaken. Fighter from Mexico willing to engage.
Yeah, from the corner from Villasmil says, hey, you need to calm down a bit. You know, just take a little break. Don't go too much into it.
Now that lasts about 2 seconds. Villasmil coming out once again with big shots. Villasmil, as we said, has never been to round number 3.
But you know what, Jimmy? It's so hard.
Nice shot over the top by Villasmil.
It's so hard for a fighter to convince him when he's so used to having that fighting style, because you're so used to it. It's ingrained.
And no surprise here, Ismael Zamora winning round number 1, 10-9, all 3 judges' scorecards. And this is a guy who generally starts slowly and builds in rounds 2 and 3. And here he took round number 1 away from the fast starter in Villasmil.
Here's the corner. Get out of the cage, take it to the center. So you can unleash your offense.
Nice duck under. Villasmil trying to roll through into heel hook position. Tough to do with the knee in that position, however. He's got to roll through. He might get it.
He lost the grip, Jimmy.
Yeah, lost it just as the knee might have been about to turn. Good job by Zamora putting weight on that left leg.
Yep.
Yep. Simplest response to a leg lock of any kind is put weight on that leg. Nice short ground and pound from Zamora.
Oh, got the grinding right here, Jimmy. Land some shots.
This is exactly where Villasmil doesn't want to be. You saw the ref cam there with on his butt. Round number 2, 3 minutes left, which is a ton of time. And Zamora tends to be relentless in these positions with his ground and pound.
Landing in some elbow shots from Zamora, working his way through. And from Villasmil, that takes away a lot of gas from you in this position, Jimmy. It's a very difficult, takes away a lot from you.
Still nice short punches from Zamora. Don't look for Zamora to do anything stupid and give a bunch of weight to look for that big shot. His ground and pound tends to be short but consistent. Let's put it that way.
And that's enough to do damage that eventually he can capitalize and finish it off later on.
It's a fatiguing position right now for Villasmil under the best of circumstances. And this is not the best of circumstances. You have a guy on top of you.
And that constant little punches.
Yep, slowly
grew
turning
up.
the pressure on.
Oh.
You see, you can almost hear what Zamora is thinking of, like, okay, second, third round is where I live. This is where you get the fights finished. Well, this is where I'm at my best. Chance of Mexico, of course. Villasmil on the bottom from Caracas, Venezuela. Ismael Zamora on top.
Yeah, getting some Copa Combate vibes, Jimmy. That's the kind of the feel we're going to get here next week.
It's going to be outstanding. Country versus country. One-night tournament, great stuff.
Got some new countries too this time around.
And you know, MMA is just getting great everywhere. Our show from Bogota, Colombia a couple weeks ago saw incredible talent out of there. Used to be a few countries really dominated MMA, no more. Becoming an international sport. Cradle position. Villasmil is going absolutely nowhere.
Oh, great passing there from Zamora.
And all the way to half guard. Don't know how much interest he has passing into to side control, and he can just ground and pound from here.
Those shots are just
starting
damaging.
to wilt. 40 seconds left to go in round number 2.
He has no
Will
response.
Villasmil see his first round number 3? Or will Zamora pour it on with 30 seconds left? See what the ref is looking at.
Giving
Keeping a
his
close
back,
eye on
Jimmy.
this one.
Just the way that first ended, but he has a bit more time.
20 seconds left. Not putting the hook in. Good job from Villasmil, forcing his way back to his feet, but no space, no rest at all from the attack of Ismael Zamora. And Villasmil will see his first round number 3.
Está cansado, está golpeado. Tu trabajo ahorita. Siento que me repongo muy bien. Mismo trabajo, ¿viste?
Empujar. Tu pie aquí, escucha.
Ahorita cuando pueda estar en esa posición, empújale, para que lo pases bien.
Ya puedas perder los dos. Adelante,
Es más poderoso cuando
aléjate de la reja, te quiero en el medio
que
de
le
los
golpeaste, le hiciste más daño.
Tú puedes,
Ok,
papá,
si lo
tú puedes.
queremos finalizar.
Mira, tienes buenos golpes. Busca la mandíbula, lo sentiste con el codo. Lo puedes hacer, ¿sabes? Busca la mandíbula, apunta la mandíbula.
Ahorita él va a salir.
Vamos con el knockout en este round.
Dos golpes de poder. Por eso circulas y esquivas. ¿Ok? Y si vas a entrar, entra cabeceando y entras con tu boxeo y lo pincheas. ¿Ok? Va a salir rápido porque va a tirar golpes de poder. No que te muevas.
For the first time in his career, Erik Villasmil in the yellow. Looking at his face right now, lumped up on that right side. Fighter from Caracas, Venezuela will see a round number 3. Ismael Zamora, though, has been in control in the first 2 rounds. That relentless pressure, and he's starting off just where he ended round number 2, on top.
His new territory for Villasmil. The corner of Zamora told him exactly to do this.
He went exactly 16 seconds into round number 3.
He did exactly what his corner told him. Box him, clinch him, finish it.
Exactly what happened. Ismael cracking Zamora. Shows that he gets tougher as the fight goes along. Beautiful TKO in round number 3. Man, he turned up the heat, ended up being too much. We will make it official when we come back. Welcome back into La Jaula. It was a frenetic fight. Would we see a round 3? We did, but just barely.
El tiempo oficial, 16 segundos del round número 3, the official time. 16 seconds of round number 3, and the winner by technical knockout, el ganador por knockout técnico, Ismael Zamora.
They call him the Kraken. Now 8-2. Deep water is his favorite kind. He'll drag you in, drown you. Round number 3. That's what happened in this fight.
Beautifully executed by Zamora. Let you throw everything that you can in that first, second. Finish you off in the third. Followed everything that his corner told him, word for word. Stuck to the plan. Didn't do anything fancy. Let's take a look back at Villasmil and Zamora. At least Villasmil went to the 3rd round for the first time.
He did, but you know,
only for 16 seconds.
The impressive part of this fight is Zamora, who generally starts going rounds 2 and 3. Started off strong in round number 1. That surprised you, me, everyone in. Villasmil, typically very aggressive in round number 1. He met fire with fire, did Ismael Zamora.
Yeah, he took him to the clinch, wasn't throwing anything wild from the guard. He started getting a little loose midway to that first round. Kind of get very fancy, throwing some creative work, spinning kicks, shots, overhands, very effective. I mean, the kid got everything. However, it was Zamora's resilience and fighting IQ that kept him at bay here and just worked his way through into the 3rd round, where he knew that his opponent was pretty much done and he had to put the end of this fight by finishing it off right here All you did, outbox him, clinch him, knock him out. That's exactly how he took this victory for Ismael Zamora. Release him, Jimmy, release him.
Release the Kraken at 62 punches to his opponent's 9. This is an absolute wipeout in total strikes, 70 to 14. Ismael Zamora with his top pressure, ground and pound, made this one-sided from beginning to end. Incredible stuff, but we are not done yet. That's right, we have a banger left to go. Elijah Leggett versus Carlos Calderon. It is going to be an absolute war right after this here on Combate Global. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Combate Global here inside Univision Studios. The hits just keep on coming. 135 has been featured so much tonight, has some incredible fights. We're moving up to the featherweights, 145 pounds. Elijah Leggett versus Carlos Calderon. Two 145ers known for their ability to pack a serious punch.
Oh, serious dudes, effective, very offense, great work. Just look at the work here from Leggett as he saw Calderon training out of Elevation, fight team, home to so many greats. And boy, they bring it inside La Jaula every time. Just vicious, hard hooks from Calderon.
We'll see them at 145 in La Jaula. Welcome back inside Univision Studios. Jimmy Smith alongside Rodolfo Roman. We've had incredible action tonight, but there's more to come next week when Pride is on the line.
Copa Combate.
New countries, new fighters, same awesome trophy. 8 fighters from 8 different countries will go head-to-head for 2 nights of non-stop action in the world's toughest tournament. Only one will be crowned the winner. Country pride is on the line. Who will you be rooting for?
And welcome back to Combate Global. 135's been featured all night, but we have one more to go. This one in the 145-pound division. 2 absolute bangers making their way into La Jaula. Elijah Leggett versus Carlos Calderon. Eli Leggett, 4-1 as a professional. Trains out of Icon MMA with Bobby Green. Amateur record of 9-3. Won an amateur title with the Tough Enough promotion. So this is a very experienced fighter stepping into La Jaula tonight.
Lots of experience and coming off his first professional defeat back in July, which was by way of a decision. But what stands out to me about this guy, Jimmy, is that all his victories have come by way of unanimous decision. So quite interesting stuff to see this man right here. Green right there, backing him right up.
And Bobby Green right now, his coach right behind him. And you talk about that bounce back mentality. We see it all the time in La Jaula. You have your first loss. That's and you see it right now. Leggett making his way into La Jaula. Experienced, strong, powerful, confident. Bobby Green is the kind of guy who's going to make sure you are 100% ready before you get in there.
Strong wrestler, great ground and pound. You know that fighters, no matter what, win or lose, decision splits, they're all amazing, tough dude to go inside La Jaula here.
Y ahora, su oponente, Carlos Calderon.
There's Carlos Calderon, brown belt in jiu-jitsu, trains out of the Elevation fight. Carlos Calderon making his way in 4-0 as an amateur, brown belt in jiu-jitsu. Has the experience on the ground. He's confident when it comes to that game. Started training in MMA 2015 out of the Elevation Fight Team. We're talking about coaches and what they're capable of. And this guy believes he can do anything. Training with the likes of Kamaru Usman, Neil Magny, Justin Gaethje. You know, when you share the training space with those guys, you believe you can go toe-to-toe with anyone.
No doubt, when you train with guys like that, they just makes you better. You know, who you train with is who you are as a fighter. It's like the good old saying, right? You are who you are. You are who you are if you hang out with. Did I get it right, Jamie?
Close enough. Two fighters, well-trained, very aggressive. They will collide when we come back here at Combate Global. Welcome back to Combate Global, a showdown at 145 pounds. Elijah Leggett versus Carlos Calderon. They are the same age. Carlos Calderon just a little bit taller and a slight reach advantage for Elijah Leggett. Omar.
Compromiso pautado a 3 asaltos de 5 minutos en la división de peso pluma. Everything is set to continue with much more action, with this bout set to 3 rounds of 5 minutes in the featherweight division. Los jueces son, the judges are Mark Streisand, Richard Green Sr., and Richard Green Jr. El momento ha llegado para un combate global. Presentando en la esquina azul, introducing out of the blue corner. Entra con un récord oficial de 4 victorias, 1 derrota. He steps in with a professional record of 4 victories, 1 loss. Weighing at 145.2 pounds, registró 145.2 en la báscula. Vistiendo de azul, wearing blue, es de Moreno Valley, California, Eli Savage Leggett. Y ahora su oponente en la esquina roja. Now his opponent out of the red corner. Entra con un récord profesional de 4 victorias, 1 derrota de igual manera. He also steps in with a professional record of 4 victories, 1 loss. Registró 144.6 en la báscula. He weighed in at 144.6 pounds. Vistiendo todo de negro, wearing all black. Es de Aurora, Colorado, representando al Salvador, Carlos Calderón. Y el referee para este encuentro, el gran Christopher Minioki.
Escúchame todo el tiempo y cuídate todo el tiempo. Si quieres tocar guantes, tocar. Buena suerte a los dos.
We are ready for round number 1. Eli Leggett in the blue, Carlos Calderon in the black.
¿Listos? Dale.
And we are underway.
Yeah, Leggett right there, right from the start. Look out for that. Strong power. Great wrestling, ground and pound. But Calderon, great striking, as you stated.
Beautiful takedown already from Calderon.
Training with some awesome fighters. It's Justin Gaethje, Kamaru Usman, and so many more. Wants to put El Salvador on the MMA map. Not too many fighters coming out of Central America that have made it in MMA, Jimmy.
And Eli Leggett hopping up to his feet. Not an easy man to hold down. Both these guys very, very explosive, really strong for 145.
Very standing, very tall dude.
Yeah, taller, rangier than his opponent, Eli Leggett. That can be a big advantage in these clinch positions. This guy can knee all the way to your forehead from this position.
Turn.
Ooh, good elbow.
Hits. There we go. Pop. There you go. Nice. Good knee.
Calderon really committed to this takedown, this over-under position.
There we go.
Nice
job by Leggett, turning it around.
They're trying to go for pseudo throw. Bobby, with Leggett not having any of it.
Fight the hands, get those hips off. Move those hips.
Chop for an elbow there from Calderon from this position you to turn around.
Nice. Knee. Take his leg. Knee to leg. Knee to leg.
Boy, we talked about El Salvador, Jimmy, next week. Copa Combate coming in. We got some new countries that are going to be competing.
Lean forward.
Nicaragua's going to be part of it. Mexico, of course, United States.
Everyone fighting for pride. Eli Leggett right now getting the takedown. In this wrestling ride position. Nice short knees.
Hand the wrist, control. Go to wrist.
Full control from Leggett.
Kimura trying to go for the sweep here is Calderon.
Way of escaping that.
Yeah, nice counter from Leggett. Stay on top. That Kimura trap position, so popular the last few years in jiu-jitsu and MMA.
Yes, lean. Keep all day.
As you know, Jimmy, having that background as wrestling and making it to MMA. You know, you have the base, right? With the takedown, the grappling, so many things, but now just maneuvering to escape the submission work.
Good job riding so far by Eli Leggett.
Little jerk. Yes. Loosen him up a little.
Bobby Green said little jerks, little movements, get that arm out. Veteran move there.
Now start banging.
If you want your elbow out, you got to get the shoulder out first. Calderon seems content to work from this Kimura position. Right now in half guard.
Push them towards him, yes. There we go.
Now, this is just right here, great fighting IQ. Having your opponent right next to your corner. You're able to hear and dictate what you want to do.
Your cornerman is Bobby Green, very experienced, very tricky on the feet and on the ground.
He's trying to lay down. Now it's trying to work. Right there. Yes.
Nice reversal by Carlos Calderon. Into the half butterfly, and the guillotine is there, wrenching hard for it. Good job by Calderon getting over the hips. No hips, no guillotine.
Leggett is using the cage here to help him posture up.
And both guys showing a lot of explosiveness on the ground. A lot of position changes so far in this fight. Only in round number 1. Minute left to go in round number 1. Oh, nice short left hand.
Ooh, even stood
powerful.
There.
Yeah, powerful strikes from both men against La Jaula.
Yeah, but pummeling and switching around.
Yeah, neither guy's really wanting to break off and make this a striking battle. Both guys content to work in this clinch position. Great over-under by Leggett. Calderon working for that switch. Almost a spladle position, now going for the arm. Good counter by Leggett. Good chest battle so far on the ground for both these fighters, Rodolfo.
The back and forth. No one having really the advantage of switching.
Nice short strikes from Eli Leggett. That's the way you put the exclamation point on a round number 1.
Just breathe. Let's take a listen here. In between rounds, the corner. Take a look here, some of the action. Good start off there with a spinning kick, elbow from Calderon in the clinch. Good way of breaking up that grip, but nope. Leggett wasn't having it, throwing him down his opponent. Again, a little exchanging of fists and elbows.
Perfect breath.
Listen to Bobby Green, some veteran moves.
Now I need you to just keep pressing slowly. There's levels on him, right?
From Leggett.
But you can't dictate the takedown on the cage. Please, jabs and kicks.
Okay, run that gap. Run those punches are all there. Everything's there. Don't fall asleep in there.
Calderon's corner calling for jabs and kicks, the long tools, right? Keep the stocky grappler at a distance. So far, Eli Leggett very confident with the ground and pound. We begin round number 2. Eli Leggett in the blue, Carlos Calderon in the black.
And those are the legs that he's throwing in there to keep away the wrestler, but Leggett answering back.
It's almost like Calderon saying, look, I didn't like how things went on the ground in round number 1. I'm going to make this a kickboxing battle. Eli Leggett having none of it.
Took it right
I know you're disappointed, Rodolfo.
Yes, come on, man. And listen, my base is wrestling, believe it. That's how I started off in this sport. But
you got to appreciate what's happening right now from Eli Leggett.
Yeah.
Nice double leg, beautiful
it's
change
beautifully
up.
executed when you're taken down, but nothing like the striking.
And going after the single leg, keeping up physical pressure.
Definitely controlling Calderon. Long legs.
Looking like in a double leg position, and there it is. Eli Leggett back on top, once again in front of his corner. Bobby Green yelling out instructions.
Calderon landing in these little short elbows from the bottom.
All right, now I need you to start posturing up, and let's start banging them.
Simple instructions, posture up, start banging him. Needs space between the chest to really land effective ground and pound. Carlos Calderon keeping busy with the elbows.
The shots there to the body from Leggett. Those little shots, Jimmy, make a huge difference. They build up.
They accumulate over time, is the best way to put it.
Work that body. Getting up. Throw that elbow in there. Throw that elbow in there. Hey. Nice. Nice.
The angle too, Calderon. Crossface right there. Shoot that elbow cross.
More of action here from the Leggett, having control. Calderon. It does have that long hands, Jimmy. That long arms. Allow him to do those elbows.
Yeah, in a body lock position around the body, that can be dangerous. Someone knows how to counter it well, but as you talk about, the long arms, the long legs are good at wrapping an opponent up. They can't get distance, can't land effective ground and pound. It's kind of slowing Eli Leggett down a bit. Good job posturing up.
Yeah, Leggett's just his explosiveness, right? Just waiting for the right moment to get up and land the shots.
Halfway through round number 2, Eli Leggett on top in the blue, fighter of the United States. Carlos Calderon on the bottom, fighting out of El Salvador.
He can't move his head right now. He can't move his head.
Good way of Leggett just leaving all that body on him. Making it very difficult for Calderon. Other than just landing those elbows, that's pretty much he has been doing for this position. And bringing him to the cage, to the howler.
Oh, those punishing rib shots to set up the elbow over the top.
I need some hammer fists. I need you to get your head free.
And Bobby Green calling for hammer fists.
90 seconds. Head free, hammer fists. There we go.
And there they are.
Nice. Open up. There we go. There we go.
Try to pass, palm will get up.
Calderon just desperately trying to find that gap so he can escape.
Wheel 2 up. Wheel 2 up. Let's keep it going.
But the majority of this round, Jamie, has been Leggett having full control.
Man, Leggett on top, dominant with the wrestling, top control, and Calderon, those long legs, long arms have prevented serious damage from Eli Leggett, but hasn't been able to push off, hasn't been able to create space to kind of scramble. You need to get back to your feet. That hasn't been there.
1 minute left. 1 minute
He's
left.
just been in the same position for the majority of this round.
Push that elbow in there hard. There we go.
Right now, his head just planted right next to the howler.
And 40 seconds left to go in round number 2.
Yeah, with Leggett's form right in his...
That is uncomfortable. Head right up against the howler.
Yeah.
Eli Leggett right now seeing everything go his way.
Do that again.
Even putting his hand in the mouth. You know how obnoxious that is.
Oh, it's absolutely terrible. And Leggett now starting to unload, getting the distance for real ground and pound. Couple submission opportunities in round number 1. Virtually nothing in round number 2 for the fighter from El Salvador as the American tees off to the bell. End of round number 2.
Carlos still in it.
And still physically there, but Eli Leggett looking very, very fresh in between rounds 2 and 3.
Hey, give me some water. Get some water.
You can see just for the most part, just Leggett's wrestling has been the answer and the key of this fight. Calderon just answering back with the short elbows. That's pretty much the entire round. Leggett dominating, landing in heavy hands, hammer fist, shots to the rib area.
Don't look for it right away. Jabs, let's go, last round. Let's go, right here. Don't let off the gas, baby.
Go get your money.
Great words from Bobby Green, the coach of
You can't get any better than that. Go get your money.
Go get your money. Go finish this fight. Get that win. Eli Leggett in the blue, Carlos Calderon in the black. Eli Leggett right now dominating first 2 rounds based on exactly this. Takedown, ground and pound.
Beautiful takedown.
Yeah, Calderon just has not had an answer so far. The fighter from El Salvador has been on the bottom. Looking for the armbar, trying to isolate the arm here. The right arm of Eli Leggett.
You see how Leggett positions his body? Good way of doing it, man.
Good job squaring up, taking away that submission opportunity for Carlos Calderon.
Get him off your head, get him off your head. Get him off your head, get him off your head. There you go, get him off your head. There you go, nice.
Now, finally looks like Carlos Calderon maybe wanting to sell out and create a scramble. The problem with creating a scramble is you give your opponent an opportunity to pass, but got to do something. You're down 2 rounds to none.
Just on the hold you.
Let's work.
He's tired, he's broken.
You hear the ref saying, let's work, do something.
And then Bobby Green saying, we got a broken man underneath you. Got nothing for you. Finish him.
Nice, let's go. There we go. Give me what I need. Give me what I need.
Got a crack Mary. Might as well crack it all the way through, Jimmy.
It's 20 to 18. We are.
Eli Leggett keeping the physical pressure on. The ground and pound has slowed down a lot in round number 3. Active in the first couple rounds, but you know, fatigue goes both ways. You know, and when your coach telling you, oh, he's tired, the first thing I think is, well, I'm tired too, coach. But
it goes both ways.
It goes both ways. Eli Leggett has been very active in the first 2 rounds, and now Calderon is landing those short elbows throughout the fight, but they're just not the kind of strikes that are going to turn the tide of a fight. All right, they're annoying.
That's it.
Put up with them, yeah.
It's like that little fly that's just right behind your ear, you know. You just can't grab it. It's there. It's annoying, but it ain't going to do nothing.
Exactly. You know, if you have the short elbows, you have the distracting strikes, and then you leap back to your feet, that's something. But Calderon hasn't been able to do that. It's in these positions, Rodolfo, where those long legs are kind of a detriment. It's not easy to scramble because you need a lot of space to do it.
And especially if your opponent is a lot shorter than you know. To pull those hips all the way down.
Yep. Eli Leggett right now. Heavy pressure.
Nice. Let's bang him. He's done, bro. He's done. He's tired. He's done. You don't want to use the energy.
Beautiful work from Eli Leggett on top. In half guard.
Bobby Green just essentially telling Leggett, hey, man, put your car in cruise control, Jimmy.
2 minutes left.
Put it in neutral.
Yeah. Carlos Calderon has stayed physically in the fight, hasn't been overwhelmed, hasn't really been rocked, but also has not had an answer for the takedown, the ground and pound, the physical pressure of Eli Leggett.
There's total domination in this position. No answer from Calderon.
We fight this fight. We came to fight. We came to fight.
He's trying to pass, Jimmy, but it's just...
Also not taking the physical risks to pass necessarily. He's staying chest to chest, very, very tight to negate the submission game of Carlos Calderon.
I like it. I like it. I like it.
Arm triangle trap. You're not going to finish that from close guard against someone who knows what they're doing.
He's trying to get out of it. You don't like it. He's trying to get out of it. You don't like it.
1 minute left. Calderon trying to work that guard with a body lock position of the guard. The problem is you can't really work any submissions from there. Keep somebody close, but you can't really work submissions when you have that triangle body locking guard. Eli Leggett, no hesitation, going back to the ground and pound.
Right now, Jimmy Calderon wants to get this victory. He's going to have to hope for a miracle.
Yeah, trying briefly, it looks like an omoplata position, but with 30 seconds left, it's time for that miracle submission. As Carlos Calderon hasn't had an answer throughout this fight unless he can find one in the next 20 seconds. Looks like an easy decision win for Eli Leggett. American wrestler is at the pressure on. Carlos Calderon, no answer. 10 seconds left. Who stays busy? And it looks like, just like Bobby Green wants, busy ground and pound for the American from the top. Wow. Eli Leggett finishing just like he started. Takedown, ground and pound. We'll make it official when we come back. Combate Global. Relax, kid.
Conor McGregor, I challenge you. In this Ireland versus Mexico Combate Global, I am gonna bet a case of my tequila against your beer. And let's see what happens. Of course, Mexico is gonna win, okay? Accept the challenge.
Welcome back to La Jaula. It was a tough fight for Eli Leggett, but on top, was it enough?
De mucha más acción after 3 rounds of much more action. Todos los jueces están de acuerdo. All the judges are in agreement. Con tarjetas 30-27 with scorecards 30-27. Todas a favor del ganador por decisión unánime. All of them in favor by the winner by unanimous decision. De Moreno Valley, California, Eli Savage Leggett!
Got the takedown early and never let the pressure off. Great job by Eli Leggett over Carlos Calderon. Easy decision when he goes to 5-1. Welcome back inside Univision Studios. Jimmy Smith alongside Rodolfo Roman. Tournaments are amazing. How about a one-night tournament? Different countries fighting against one another. You get that every week in Combate Global. How about every entry in the tournament being from a different country? That's what we get with the outstanding Copa Combate. It is excitement and La Jaula magnified. Can't wait to check it out next week. Here's what you're gonna see.
Copa Combate.
New countries, new fighters, same awesome trophy. 8 fighters from 8 different countries will go head-to-head for 2 nights of non-stop action in the world's toughest tournament. Only one will be crowned the winner. Country pride is on the line. Who will you be rooting for?
And if that weren't enough, right? 2 countries with deep roots in combat sports will be taking one another on. Which side are you on? I got to ask right now, Ireland versus Mexico. What do you think, Rodolfo? I love putting you on the spot.
Are you going to have to put me on the spot?
I love doing it.
I like both countries.
It
I
is
just
my
want to see
favorite
good
thing to do
fights,
ever.
man. You're going to have to tune into Sunday.
All right, definitely. Ireland versus Mexico. National pride on the line. Who loves fighting more? Ireland, Mexico. Find out in La Jaula.
2 countries square off in La Jaula. A full night of Irish-Mexican battles. With Lucero La Loba Acosta, Patrick Lehane, Ovidio Bojorquez, and many more. presented by Conor McGregor's Forged Irish Stout. December 17th, Combate Global, Mexico versus Ireland. The clash of two nations that love fighting almost as much as they love beer.
So the upcoming week about national pride tonight. It was about who's going to make their mark, especially in the 135-pound division, a division that is red hot across MMA, especially here in Combate Global. I got to ask you, Rodolfo, I love putting you on the spot. What impressed you tonight?
Maritza Sanchez pulling off that victory against a game test with Elina. And boy, I mean, Azizoun, what a savage beast inside La Jaula. Woo-wee. Let's go.
One thing we can guarantee in the upcoming new year, great stuff at 135 pounds, but don't miss next week. That's right, national pride on the line. We'll see you there. Thanks so much from everyone behind the scenes.